Hi everybody, how y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Oh crap, what did I do? Thanks. I'm sorry, I'm trying to scroll back up and I don't know what I did. Hi friend. Hi AK lover. Hi Dusty Dada, how are you? Hi Prepper 101. Hi EDQ. It's my dog, sorry. Mike White. Erica, how are you, Queen? Koi, how you doing? How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? How have you been? What have you been up to? Is everybody good? Good. So I'm just going live real quick. I just want to catch up with everybody real quick. I guess we'll give people a few minutes to come in. I don't know how to do this YouTube thing, so just work with me on that, but it'll get better. Hi, Jada Shooter. Good to see you. Happy anniversary to you and Miss Shooter. Hi to Pimp. How you doing? We're on for Monday, right? Great. Roro, how are you? Joe Morgan, good to see you. Hi, everybody. So I just came on to see what my family's doing. Hi, Guns. Hi, Citizen 2A. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? I just get so happy to see y'all. Big Dre, how y'all doing? How are you? How are you? Thank you, Prepper 101. How you doing? If you guys are not following Prepper 101, please do. I'm kind of working by myself today, so I'll drop the links later on in the description. Hi, Deborah. How you doing? CRG in the building. Mike White, how are you? Hope everybody had a great week. I know there's a lot going on in the world that will probably have you on edge, but I hope everybody's maintaining mentally, physically, preparing themselves for what is to come. Even if it doesn't come, hopefully that you are in a position to maintain and take care of yourselves and your family and anybody else that you see fit. Hi, Billy. How are you? CRG in the building. That's right. That's good. That's good. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes and then I'm going to get right into it. I just want to do a quick update to my medical bug out bag from last week. So I updated my CPR mask for adult and infant. So check your mask when you're going through your stuff and make sure that you have something to cover the kitties in case you need it. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, the full Monty. How are you? Happy you stopped by. I also included a burn kit. Since you're going to be at home, probably electric goes out or whatever, the grid goes down and you're using a lot of fire, you may want to have some burn kits around just in case. For you and the fam. Hi, dear Blaze. Thank you. I value you guys too. Everybody. Prepping is such an important skill or thing to do. I don't even know how to phrase that as yet, but two-way prepping definitely goes together. And you should be putting yourself in a position to be an asset, not a liability. Bring something to the table in case stuff hits the fan. You'll be okay. So I've been busy all week. It was my birthday week. Thank you to everybody who helped celebrate my birthday with the shout outs, phone calls, texts, the gifts that you sent my way. I appreciate all of you. I don't want to say everybody's name because some of them are your government's name, and I don't want to put that out there, but I know exactly who you are. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for celebrating my birthday with me on RGG's Live. Thank you all so much. Y'all made my birthday really, really special. We're not going to ask how old. That's not nice. Let's see. Today you turned 33. Happy birthday, Joe Morgan. Happy birthday to you. Blessings and many more. Hi, Zach. How are you? If I'm missing anybody, I'm so sorry. Our Tactical, how you doing? So besides it being my birthday, what did I do? I actually what did I do? I went to North Florida Tactical online Stop the Bleed class, which was so amazing. The fact that I get to sit in my house and still learn something very important was like the best birthday gift I could give myself. And if you don't have that skill, I suggest, being that it's online and you can learn a lot from it, even though it's not hands on, the information that you get is invaluable. I'm going to drop his link later on, and so you guys can get it. Or if you go to any, what is it, hospital or anybody else that's in your area that gives that Stop the Bleed class, definitely something you should invest in, especially if you have those pew pews on you. I don't know if you can see it over there. I actually won a St. Victor from the Tactical Turkeys. I'm going to drop their link too. Tech Life J. What is it? Kick Up Dust 308. And Big Fish Little Boat. See, I got it right this time. Yeah. I won their raffle, and I got this really nice gun with a really nice red dot. And it took me all day today just to get it on there, but I'm proud of myself. I got it on. It looks great. I just want to run it by a few people to make sure that it's straight before I even put out that video. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. I actually love it. It's super dope. So thank you very much to the Tactical Turkeys if they're watching. Arthur Ents, how are you? If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. I'll shout you out as you go through. And Erica, I'm so happy to see you here. I'm glad you're doing well. Sending you lots of strength and love. What else are we going to do? So I added splints. These are two, one for my bug out bag and one for my medical bag. They're the really long ones. So you can mold them to whatever part of the body that needs it. And good item to have inside there. Hi, Jason Ewing. How are you? I'm pretty sure Shanna's with you. Hi, Shanna. So it's pretty long. You can mold it to any part of your body. Let's see. I like this one. The Sam. Shout out to Black Poindexter, who told me about this one. So it gives you instructions here if you don't know how to use it. Hi, Black Poindexter. Talking about you. So I finally got one in. It took forever. Shipping is crazy. It is what it is, though. But I got it. So make sure if you don't have it in your bag, that you get it in your bag too. It comes with the tape. Of course, mine is red. And the other thing was for your teeth. Maintain your teeth when stuff hits the fan and you can't get to the dentist. You're going to want some stuff. Ambisol, throw it in there. And this little kit comes with some tools. So it comes with a mirror, some kind of pick thing on two ends, and tweezers. And it also comes with 3 of these. So if you crack your tooth or you are a filling is missing, you can substitute it with this. You just heat it up with some hot water and you mold it in. So make sure you put that inside your bag, because when your teeth hurt, all hell breaks loose, right? So that's about it. What did you guys do this week? Did you prep for anything? Did you get some batteries? Did you get some cans of foods? Did you do anything? I'm going to drop the link for anybody that wants to come in. I could watch medical prep videos all day. That's right. Prepper 101, were you the one with the NBC, I think it was, bug out bag? I'm so sorry. When this light goes on, I forget everything. But talking about bombs and things like that, is anybody looking into getting protective equipment for that? Should it happen? Hopefully it won't. But just in case it does, is anybody... Hi, North Florida. How are you? That's who I was talking about, that I took the Stop the Bleed online class with. You guys, you got to take it. It is such a great class to have. Hi, T-Chance. How are you? IV kit, CBRN kit. Yes, check out Prepper 101. He has a kit. He has a video on it with everything from IVs. Excuse me 1 second. It's Crazy Riley. Everything in it. It was a great video. I learned a lot from that. And in the prepper community, please go out there. There's so many people that's putting out information. Even information for Ukraine that you won't get on regular news, check them out. Just listen to the conversation. You'll learn so much more from these other channels than what the news is showing you. No prepper, I'm going to check it. I'm sorry. Arthur, how are you? You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. We all learn from each other. I was actually talking to Devil Roll, and he has a lot of information, so I'm going to bring him on a show when he's ready. And we're going to chop it up. I also have another person coming on. I just have to schedule a date that I met through Jada Shooter. He is a paramedic, an Army medic, and he's also trained in CBRN. So any questions that you may have, if you don't have it now, kind of jot them down, and he can definitely walk you through a whole lot of things. This guy has a booklet out, and it is an amazing booklet. So when I have them out, I'll be sharing it with everybody. I actually ordered my CBRN suit from Myra. I'm waiting for that to come in. So I was watching The Angry Prepper, and he was talking that a lot of these companies that produce those types of suits. Hi, Black Dude. How are you? Thanks for stopping through. That they're being commissioned to send those items over to the other side of the pond, which kind of leaves us at a deficit should we be put into that position. So you guys might want to start looking into those things. The boots, the suits with the hood. They're a little costly, but radiation is something you don't want to play with. Make sure you get your potassium iodine, I think it is, not iodine, the other one. Kids, the iostat is kind of hard to get now. So make sure you just have those, how to use it. Take the time out to learn how to use it so that you can be prepared. eBay and military surplus websites are a good source for CBRN. I also learned that they have masking tape that's radiation proof for your windows. Who is that guy? New York Prepper. He has a whole, hi Tiger. He has, I think went through 8 or went through 6 series on how to prepare your home or a place in your home, exactly where in your home. Should that happen, that you could be the safest, and how to make it radiation, not proof, but less radiation coming through. Hi, Quantavious. How are you? Q my Q. So, hi, Baton Rouge. How are you? I'm sorry I missed you. But yeah, make sure you get they have the painters. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get it so you can see it. I'll be right back. Does anybody want to hop on? Y'all shy today? Y'all wasn't prepping this week? Y'all didn't buy anything to show anybody? What we doing? I'll be right back. Let me just grab something so I can show it to you real quick. Joe Morgan, you said civil defense playlist on Periscope Films. Is that something that people could watch to get prepared in case a nuclear bomb does happen? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, so, okay, Joe, got it. Yes, it is. Okay, I'll pin that as soon as I figure out how you pin things. The wings and how. Okay, so this is plastic sheeting, Husky. Usually we'll use it in painting, but in case somebody gets sick in your house whilst you're bugging in and you want to make a room like a contamination room, this is good to put up so you can quarantine that individual into a room. Okay, get some tape down the room. Make sure it's a place, area in your house that has a window so they can get some fresh air in and out. Hopefully it's not a nuclear bomb outside. Hi, House of Seeds, how you doing? And one of these I picked up. So So this goes inside your. Hey Zach. Oops. Hey Zach.
What up, sis?
I'm good. And you? How
I'm
many?
good.
I'm good. How's everything? Did you prep anything this week?
Actually, this week I was checking for holes. That's what I did this week.
Did you for holes?
Yeah, I was checking for holes, and I have it's a couple things.
It's 4 ml.
I know
Yeah.
I need to go through my bags in the car. I looked through them and some stuff in there that it's expired, but not too expired.
Right.
So I changed some of that stuff, and I did buy some canned goods.
Good.
I always get water, always, because it's really like rotation time now. So I'm
Mhm.
trying to. I can't go through it that fast. So, but I'm trying to. And I'd
Uh-huh.
like to keep everything in like a cool, dry place anyway, so that
Mm-hmm.
it'll last a little longer. Try to make sure it's pretty dark. If there is some sort of sunlight, it's minimal.
Right.
Stuff like that. Planning when I'm gonna do my next canning session. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't decided that yet. Going through to see because, like, the funny thing is, I realize how much chicken I have is ridiculous. I think during the pandemic, for some reason, there's a store around the corner from me, and they had these 5 pound bags of chicken legs and thighs. They
Mm-hmm.
were like 350 a bag. So I would just buy them like crazy. When I looked in the freezer, man, I think I got like 15 bags.
Wow. Well, that's good because then you could can it and just keep it. I just
Right.
got my pressure cooker in, and I'm just waiting.
We coming. Don't worry. I've been on a search all day looking for a freaking MacBook, man.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
I gotta have the right fuse for my little computer I'm on now. It won't work for that. What
Okay.
I want to do, I want to make sure that that's right because we're gonna be on for a while. Everybody's gonna be involved. I hope they know we're gonna. That's gonna be a long live.
It's gonna be a long live, but it's gonna be worth it because at
Right.
least you have food in your house. Is anybody experiencing gas prices going up wherever they're from?
Oh man, they regular is about to hit $4.
Wow.
What up, BP?
Hey,
What up?
BB.
What up? That's
Hot,
like,
hot,
what
hot,
up, Carmen? How you
hot
doing,
stack
sister?
chicken wings. What's up, man?
I got my wings. Got my wings. Black people got to
Nice,
have wings.
nice,
Hi.
Got
He's
them up
waiting.
in there. Got them up in there. So I'm gonna do
nice.
another batch tonight. Got some
Yeah.
on there. Got my chili. Got my wings. So
You
yeah,
gotta, you gotta, you gotta shoot me a chili recipe. I mean, how
I will
you
do
get?
that. I will do that. It came out really good. I tried the can like you said. Tried after it was sitting in there a little bit. It was
Okay,
delicious, man. Got some rice. Put that chili on top of that. Magnifique.
yeah.
So it was good. It was good.
The
So
one thing I want to do too is because I haven't done in a while is do some vacuum sealing with some rice and some other stuff.
I need
'Cause
to do
I
that.
got the little attachment that comes with it for the jars. It
Uh-huh.
came with your food saver. The
Uh-huh.
funny that's a story in and of itself how I had to get that. But a lady at the food saver company, she blessed
Uh-huh.
me, man. I mean, she sent it to me for free. She
There you
blessed
go.
me
Oh man,
after the conversation we
free is
had,
always good.
Hi.
and you can do all types of dry stuff with that with the cans, and it'll seal it right up. And
I
you
need
can
to
and
do
with
that.
those with that you can reseal it because you're not using any heat for that seal, and you can reseal it. So
And
that's
that's
some
good to
stuff I
throw in
need.
your bag too. You could get those and throw them in your bag.
Yep.
Transport them easier.
I
Yeah.
got so many jars, man. At the time, because I watched Lead Farmer like a lot of people started watching, and Lead was, he was going out and the
Yeah.
jars weren't available. There was a letter that came from the Curb Ball Company saying that they were out of supplies.
Yeah.
So I went out. I have so many, I have so many jars. It's ridiculous.
There you go. So
So
how you doing, Carbon? You
I'm
say you
doing.
like that course you did yesterday?
I did actually. You're getting ready to take the whole complete course or the advanced.
going
Yeah, I'm
down
going
there.
down there on a like Saturday. I have a black
Hi,
What
stripe
up,
BB.
big fish?
on my hat because one of my coworkers, his
Big
friend,
fish.
passed away this week. And his memorial was actually on that Saturday. But I talked to his wife, and she was agreed that he would want me to go ahead and get it because he was in the prepping, we're in the firearms.
Mm-hmm.
James Thompson. So throw some prayers up for him and his family. He passed away
Wow.
this week. So I'm going to be going down there. Yeah, next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, come back in one piece. Don't have a heart attack or nothing like that. So it should
Nah,
be
you'll be fine.
good.
Fine.
They know you're not supposed to have any sulfur drugs or anything like that, do they? Don't
No
they?
sulfur. Get my stuff. I got my stuff on order. So yeah,
Nah.
I did a lot of stuff this week. I built a new iPad kit. So I
Mm-hmm.
got this one. So I
Oh,
built this
nice.
out. It's on my belt. pretty much packed everything I need. And I also packed out my vest because I have two additional med pouches. This is all med on here, and then this is med as well. So I'm all good to go. Got my stuff ready to go. So, it was a
Good,
good week, productive week.
good.
Are you going to be looking into getting protective gear for CBRN? I keep saying that.
Yes, getting the mask. Have those
Hey,
on
my black is
order.
beautiful.
I need to
What's
get
up,
the
Billy?
suit. What's up,
Mhm.
two chance? So yeah, definitely. Like I think we talked about that yesterday or the broadcast before on Survival Saturday. Initially, if you had talked to me 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't have even thought about that. I thought that was excessive. But in today's day and age, definitely is something you need to have with your kids. So
Definitely. And considering that you have, especially if you have a big family, it's going to be a little expensive. So you might want to start investing
exactly.
one or two suits that you can. Check out New York Preppery. Really breaks down how to um, do a room in your home with books and what was it? He said steel books and three other things. He has a chart. I really prefer you to go check out his video on it. I think he has like an 8-part series on it and really educate yourself on that because there's a possibility that this it can happen. It's better to be
Mm-hmm.
prepared. Not only that, the fallout after that. It's gonna be a lot of sick people, sick animals.
Yeah.
If you're not, stocking up on your freedom seeds, you might want to
Yeah.
because
We
you're gonna,
talked about the potassium iodide. That's
yeah,
again all this stuff, all these supplies that we are needing are now going to be prioritized other places. So we
mm,
want to get out there, like Carmen said, get that stuff now, people,
yeah,
because it's going to get hard to get. And I
mm,
just want to answer a question. My family, North Florida Tactical, has a
thank
2-day
you.
course. They have a 1 day in class, and then the second day you're out in the field, firearms, everything else
Yeah,
for some tactical med training and stuff like that. So I'm doing that next
hmm,
weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that. It's an excellent course. I've
What's
been
up,
thinking
pimp?
about getting that done. So should be good.
yeah. Definitely get that training because I learned a lot last night. I mean, it was worth every second that I was sitting there. I had training for my previous job. That training was completely opposite of what I was
Hmm.
taught yesterday. So for me, it was like I even have to. Oh, I remember telling people that I might use this on you. After that training, I realized absolutely not. The granules,
Oh,
Yeah,
really? They said don't use that.
yeah, don't use it. Take the class and find out. He breaks down the best equipment to have.
yeah.
He really does a really, really good job into it. So if you have the granules, get rid of it.
True.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like with me, there's so much new stuff that's come out. I was a medic back when we use dirt and mud to pack wounds. Now
Right.
they have so much new stuff that's available, technologies, therapies.
Mhm.
You got to stay current. So that's what I'm looking forward, updating and getting a lot of that new stuff and getting out practicing that and getting those skills. So it's good stuff for real. North Florida Tactical. Check them out online. They have an IG page as well. So good
Definitely.
stuff.
Yeah, Q. I got that. It's a video I watched. 704 Tac. That company they have really good prices. They've been having some crazy sales. So
Yeah,
go out there and get you a gas mask if you don't have one.
Get some gas mask, and I
They got
think the
filters
filters
too.
are really, even though the filters are expensive. Canadian Prepper was talking about that. You might. Hi, Alex. My Alex, how are you?
What about
Alex.
Good to see you. Get your filters for it, or a respirator mask, one out of two. Hopefully, a gas mask, because you don't want to breathe any of that stuff out there. I
no?
just, yeah,
Oh,
you know,
and has everybody been going to get their free masks? Every
No,
time
a
I
lot
go
of
in the
people are
store,
doing it.
I've been picking up like if you go to Kroger here, they just got a big box out there. You grab them. You go to Walmart, they got somebody giving them to you. But every time I go through both doors, I get 6 on each trip.
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
3 on one side, 3 on the other. And when I go to Kroger, I get grab as
yeah.
many as I want. I'm
good, yeah.
stockpiling.
Those should be in your medical kit in your bug out bag. You should have
Mm-hmm.
those in there as well. So grab those since they're free. It's a good
What's up,
price.
Dusty?
Yeah.
Like,
Good point.
and
They're
tuck
not
into
free
it.
anyway. We pay taxes. They're ours. They're not
Right.
free.
Yeah, we
Don't
are
stop
paying that.
saying
Yeah,
that.
you're right about that.
Right.
Mhm.
It's ours anyway.
We are paying.
All that stuff, have it as much as you can in your house. Even if they lock us down, I like right now martial law is being thrown around a lot. I'm gonna just leave it at that because I don't know how YouTube plays around with these things. But
Yeah.
if that even happens here, you just want to be able to do what you
Right. Free check. That's right. PPE.
he's funny.
What's up, pimp? That's right.
You
It
have
ain't,
your
it ain't free. We pay for it. That's why we pay damn taxes. But it ain't free. That's ours. It belongs to us anyway.
and talking to North Florida Tactical, he said something that was very interesting. He said he's out there in Florida, and he says if there's a storm or something like that to affect, they tell them that they're not coming, police or fire, so
Yeah,
they
they shut down.
go right. So they're pretty much on their own out there, and I thought that was like crazy.
Yeah.
Just tell you straight out the gate, like it's bad out here. We're not coming.
You're on your own. You're your own first provider for real.
Yeah,
Yeah. You gotta be ready to take care of yourself
yeah.
Yeah.
for
If you
real.
have first aid, take a first aid. Make sure you have fire extinguishers in your house, especially if you have a lot of items that are combustible, like your fuel, your
Hmm.
propane, and things like that. Have a fire blanket. Have multiple fire extinguishers just in case if you do use those things, you have a way to put them out,
Yeah.
and you just
And
don't
then
burn down everything that you have.
this is true. And if you're bugging out, take that with you. Take that stuff with you. Throw those fire extinguishers in the back of your vehicle and secure those because you may need them.
I
For
like
whatever
those
reason.
aerosol can fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
I like those. I keep the big ones too, but I like those. They're quick, fast, in a hurry. If you need to grab something and put something out. I've actually had to use one a couple times.
Hi, Tennessee. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, Purple Tribe.
Practical?
Love them. Purple Tribe has a great podcast live. When he does, he has multiple people on it, and you just get a different perspective of whatever is going on. They talk about a lot of other things, prepping and things like that. It's a great community as well. The more we share with each other, the more we're aware of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So even though the world tries to separate people just by mask alone or
Yeah,
a jab, we got to just do the opposite of that. So,
exactly. Come together and work
yeah,
forward and
go out
solve
here
the
and
problems.
learn and share. Because at the end of the day, everyday people are the people that are catching the short end of the deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good
for
tip.
sure. Very
Tennessee
good.
Tactical says, excuse me, Prepper 101 says that those Tyvek suits can help as a barrier with nuclear, chemical, and biological events. And you can find them everywhere online. Okay.
Who said it? Oh, I'm missing
Prepper
it.
101.
Let's see.
Right there.
I think I gotta go. I
That's
gotta.
it right there.
This is it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The T-Rex suits can help as a barrier with me. Okay, that's great. Yep. Write that. Okay, I'm gonna go back and write it down. I can't believe I don't have the pen. Yeah. I have been prepping since, let's see, since 2019 after tornado. Yeah. I think I started when the pandemic. No, I didn't. I started at the pandemic, the first when it first hit, and I saw how people were just acting about toilet paper. From that point on, I was like, no way.
That's still weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us too, if you're ever in the Boy Scouts or been in camping and stuff like that, or around your grandparents or family
Hey,
members,
DJ.
a lot of
Mm-hmm.
us have some of those foundations or know what we need to do. We just need to reach back and start doing those things again. Because I know I got kind of lax in some of that stuff, and like you said, that pandemic just brought it to the forefront to say, hey, this stuff is
Mm-hmm.
serious. Let's get on a serious tip and be prepared because you just said it. The police, fire department, when stuff hits the fan, they're going to be looking out for their own and for
Yep.
themselves and
Ain't gonna
locking
be
down
nowhere to
that
be
space.
found. Nowhere to be found.
Exactly.
Hi, stars. How are you? Yeah, definitely. Local farmers and listening to a lot of different shows. I had asked the question, how can we support our local farmers? And it was like, just go up to them and ask them if they need any help. Since we got a lot of our fertilizer from over there, they're going to need a lot of help in just, supporting us locally. So wherever you are, if there's a hi, I'm not from this planet, reach out to your local farmers, gardeners, whoever, and really look at your community, play a part in it, so everybody can still eat and survive.
That's facts.
Yeah, exactly. People will be like, "You guys are crazy. You're planning for something that's never going to happen." And look where we are in just a matter of a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's insane. Insane.
Yeah. Right, Guns, you are your own first responder. And that's with everything. I think it's better to be proactive than reactive.
Yeah, because what's
That's
the
right.
worst that could happen? You have extra food, you have
Mhm.
extra medical in case you need it. That's the
Right.
worst. That's okay. So you have extra food. That's always something you can use. I can get my chicken, I can get my stuff, I can get this. Medical supplies. I just almost got my dark finger off. I had that stuff in the house where I could at least address that if there was no medical care nearby. So, you know,
Yeah,
get that stuff, use it,
right.
be
And
ready. Doesn't
the
hurt.
right, the crazy thing with prepping, when you think you know everything, you hop onto all these other different channels. I guarantee
Hmm.
Yeah.
you are
Oh,
going
it's
to find
crazy how much
something
stuff
else.
is information. People, I mean, it's just mind blowing. All the stuff that's out there, and people who are just really, so knowledgeable. Every day you're learning something. So that's the fun part too. I love learning. So
Hmm. And
Me
being,
too.
it's almost like a two-way community where it's small, like support whenever you can, even if it's a like, a share, or whatever. Somebody's going to need that information that they never even thought to think about.
yeah,
Yeah, life in Baton Rouge is right. You can never have enough because you never know if you're gonna have to trade something.
that's
Right.
the other thing
Right.
too. If you can trade, barter. So yeah,
Hmm.
any such thing
Um,
as
I was thinking the other day, I was just like, if this stuff does happen, and people come to your door and they're like, can you help? Can you help me? Like that's such a problem for me because I just believe everybody should help everybody.
It ain't a problem for me.
Right. But I really had to sit down and say, you know, you're really gonna have to be like, hell no. At
yeah,
this point, to a degree, whatever you can do, I guess I would do, but it was something that I had to like mentally just sit down and be like, you're gonna have to be in a different mindset for this.
it's true. Mental psychological mindset is different. Once that
Hmm.
button is pushed or the switch is flipped, you can't have that what they call normalcy bias anymore. You can't think everything's normal like it was. There got to be people out there who you're going to have to keep at a distance and keep
Yep. Get batteries too.
because
Yeah.
All your
some
life they
cases
teach
it's
you,
real.
you can't be selfish. You can't be. Let me tell you something. That stuff start really happening.
Yeah. It,
All that goes out the window, and I don't have a
Yeah,
problem. I don't have a problem with it, really, because all the time that I take and all the energy and mental energy I spend thinking about this stuff, and if for someone to just come along who just totally took it for granted, who really just didn't care, and then I
mhm,
have to feel sorry for you, I may sound like an asshole, but no, I don't know what to tell you. I
yeah.
don't mean that, I know you're supposed to help your fellow man and all of that. I understand that. But in those situations, it's time for you to take care of you and yours. And if
Right.
you may end up being ass out, and that'd be a problem.
So now, what if it's like, what if you come from a big family and nobody else is prepping but you?
well, I
Well,
put that into my equation, at least for my family that's here locally. I have my daughter
Hmm.
and my grandson, so I kind of bake that in. But I talked to her, and she's actually started getting some of that stuff in her home, gotten a med kit, and she's looking at getting a firearm. She's been to the range with me a couple of times, so I bake that into the equation. But everybody
to,
that
to, to
still
be
says that.
to be honest, there's only three of us, but I prep for four. There's only one person that I'm expecting that can just be like, "Listen, I'm gonna be there with you," and that's my mother-in-law. That's Granny.
Yeah,
It was three of us, but I prep for four all the time, and that's just in case she has to. And it wouldn't even be a just in case if something were to happen. It'd be like, "Listen, I need to get to you. Where are you? So I can get you from point A, from point B back to point A, so you can be there." Everybody else just might be ass out. I mean, I may sound like an asshole, but it is what it is.
I have an ex. She said, "Well, I know where I'm going to go when
What up,
stuff hits the
JQ?
fan." I'm like, "Nope,
Right,
not
don't
you."
come in.
It's like so. Dusty Data was talking about that laminated first aid or medical, this
Yeah.
is the one that's available on Amazon. And of course, they have
Okay.
multiple other things that you can order as well. So it's
Mhm.
definitely good to have that in your kit and having
See
it
if I
on
can
your
find the
wrist
link
so
for that
it
one.
Yeah.
doesn't get wet, doesn't
What
get
what
these, share these.
what publisher puts that out? BP. I'm gonna see if I can
Yeah,
find it
let
on
me
Amazon.
see if I can. You asked me to use my eyes, read small writing. So let me see if I can find. Da, da, da.
It is frustrating. But we
Waterford,
got it.
waterfordpress.com.
Okay, Waterford Press. All right.
Yes, Waterford Press.
The three
Waterford is in the Ford car,
Okay.
FORD, press.com.
things. So the three things are time, distance, and shielding in case of a nuclear event. I think there's a map on New York Prepper where you could type in your location and it tells you should it drop there, just how far it is. Check that out. That's pretty interesting. Local fallout shelters. People are now looking into old coal mines in their area.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
See if they can go and I guess refurbish it if it's okay to go inside there and actually start prepping.
mm.
See if I
And
can.
you mentioned that post offices, like libraries and schools, those are typically three locations that historically have had those older schools, especially. Some of the newer schools may not have them, but look for those that signage in those places when you're driving, just so you can kind of mark out what's in your area and know where it is. And I never
Oh,
thought, we used to do drop drills when we were younger in school. They'd say drop, and you had to get under your desk in a certain number of seconds and put your hands over your head. I
Mm-hmm.
never thought there'd be a time where, that would actually be a thing again. So it's kind
Those
of
those
crazy.
old nuclear drills. I,
Yeah,
I I
drop
remember
drills.
those in school.
Teacher say drop, and you had to get under your desk
Yep.
and put your head over it.
right. Angry Prepper. I'm sorry, not New York Prepper. Thanks, Prepper 101. I watch so many channels. Sometimes I forget who says what.
Angry Prepper is so New York though. I can understand.
He's straight New
He is
York.
straight. I
He's
mean,
straight.
he sound like he living like he was born and bred in the heart of Manhattan. He sound like that, like a New Yorker.
Yeah,
New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of Rodney Brady in New York.
Mm-hmm. He just his dialect, but BP his dialect, Roddy Brady dialect is basically he a Queens Brooklyn dude.
Yeah,
Angry Prepper sound just like he from the middle of heart of Manhattan, man. He got
is
that
that it?
Manhattan twang. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Manhattan is a different breed. But,
Well, San Antonio is bad too because we have all these military bases, and you look at the hit chart, and we're right in the middle of it. We have all military bases, hospitals, healthcare. So yeah, we're pretty much French toast as well. We're
has
fine.
anybody looked up where the nearest nuclear base is around you in your area? That's also a good thing to know.
I know that
Plant base,
we
sorry.
live we live close to Wright Patterson Air Force Base, which will
Yeah,
actually be a target. So
yeah.
I do think about that. I
Same
live
here.
probably maybe I don't know, probably about 20 miles from there, if that,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and
I have
that will be a target.
I one 10 miles that way, 15 miles that way. Nuclear storage facility is about 20 miles that way. We have Fort Sam about
Wow.
another 15 miles that way.
Wow.
Laughlin Air Force training bases 5 miles. So we're like,
What is your plan?
Right. What you going to do?
What is your plan at this point? I was trying to figure it out.
we're toasted. I'm toast if that happens. Man.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. I'm toast. It's over for me.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Do you plan to like you have not that you need to tell us just another location to just get out of there?
No, most definitely, it's all mapped out. That one site I always talk about, where you can go and find out local areas and stuff like that. I use that and scope that out, and has good flora, fauna, water, and stuff like that. Getting there, that's another reason why I got my truck because I want to be able to get off road and some of those back roads.
Prepper
So
101 is he's being funny, I think.
Yeah.
yeah,
He
yeah,
moved his
Fort Hood. I
motor.
forgot about Fort Hood.
That's
So yeah,
funny.
and then Austin's on the list too. So yeah, it's those. I'm trying to go
Uh-huh.
another way.
Yeah, whatchamacallit just said we're gonna lose our facial hair and things like that. That's something else to think
Is that what
about.
happened to that? That's.
No, man, I just can't. I just can't. It just don't. It won't grow in. I get hair
Well,
here, and
mine's
that's it.
actually, I'm gonna
That's it.
shave this off. This is a mess, so I'm gonna shave this off. But I don't grow it too well either. So
Yeah. Like, are we really prepared for the
That's
aftermath
weird.
if something does happen?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Seeing animals disfigured, also humans. Just the body count. Like, are we really ready for that?
What is that movie I watched? They had like the day after. It was an
Mm.
American-made film, but there's an English one, which I recommend everybody. Kind of you want something sobering and kind of crazy. I put it on my save list for videos. But it kind of talks about all that, what happens before, after, people who prepped, people who didn't prep,
Mm.
disaster, planning and stuff like that. What
Mm-hmm.
happens when the EMP goes off. It's an older movie, but it's very, very sobering and gets you to thinking, okay, what would I do if something like this happened? What, steps would I take? It's called Threats.
Threads.
Threats. And it's on YouTube for free.
Threads.
Threads. Yeah, Threads. It's check it out. It's an older movie, but sit through it and then be a good discussion point for people to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Um, Hi, F12C. How are you? I don't know. Does anybody have any questions about anything? I like talking about this stuff because I need to be prepared
Yeah,
for
mentally,
something.
again, the more you mentally, like mental
Oh,
exercise
really?
through your brain, it kind of prepares you and get those neurons firing and syncing up. And so when it happens or stuff goes down, at least you've gone through that mental
Mm.
exercise.
What's up, $2?
Thank you for
Magical.
coming on. Yeah, they told me a lot. Thank you. I learned a lot from you guys too. Purple Tribe, your channel, so many other people. I gotta write the list
No,
down, guys.
facts. Facts are right. That's
Backwards
my
prep.
direction.
Just Josh. Um, they're really good. Their point of views makes you think, differently about things, or see it from a different perspective, which is really good. Um, Prepping makes me less stressed,
Mm.
knowing that if something like if the alarms start going off, at that point I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Hi, Red Phoenix, how are
What's up,
you?
Red
Billy, what's
Phoenix?
good, Red
What up, Billy?
Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
What's good, bro?
Yeah,
Yeah, I keep those things around.
definitely. Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's right. If
what was
you if you can't get the suits, I thought it was the heavy duty rubber boots and raincoat. You just got to tape it up.
that? Do some duct tape and wrap it up.
Yeah.
You cover that, get that, seal it off on the ends to get your duct tape. Get you a poncho, heavy poncho. Get
Yeah.
that so when you and then have an area in your home that you talked about
Mm-hmm.
earlier, you can seal off, have a clean, decontaminate area.
Mm-hmm.
You have some water or brushes in there where you can brush yourself down before you come into your main area. Again, have that sealed for your main area. So you
Yeah.
can stage something, piecemeal, so at least you're not totally exposed. Have some stuff like that. Of course, rubber boots that you can tie up. So you can piecemeal some of that together. The big thing is prevent as much direct contact with the contaminants as possible, especially the dust that's going to be coming down,
Yeah.
rain, when it's going to be contaminated. Anything you walk through, mud, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to be contaminated. So shielding yourself as much as possible and limiting your exposure times outside. They have those tags. They can give you different measures of radiation exposure. They have different types of metrics they use to measure that, whether it's what you're exposed to, the amount of radiation that's in the area. So pick which one you think is best, which one you want to go with. And a lot of these books, they talk about what safe level, so-called safe levels are. Of course, zero is the best level, but you
Right.
can get. It's not in this book. He doesn't talk about it, but the other book, the more extensive book by Joseph Alton, goes into some of that stuff. So get
Mm-hmm.
your literature, your books, and stuff like that, and start just looking at some of that stuff.
Pimp, I dropped the link in the chat for you if you're looking for a flare gun.
Yeah, flare guns are great to have. Signaling.
What up, Rush Hour?
I didn't even know about it until Carbon said they had them for 12 gauges. So I
Yeah,
looked
Yeah.
because
at it.
that was when she said that to me. I'm like, oh, okay. I just need to buy some some cartridges and slam them in there if I need to. I can get the rocket and just start popping them off in the shotty.
There you go.
Definitely buy extra wires for your phones, your computers, whatever that is. You know, we lose these or they break or whatever, in case you downloaded books or anything on your phone that you may need. And we're able to access it should you have to.
Survival Lily. I just watched last night how to make a Faraday cage out of like a empty canister, ammo canister.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try that. She did that, went through it, talked about how to do that. So I'm gonna actually try that. 'Cause I have a couple extra of large canisters for that, and you can fit a lot of devices in there. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
try that as well and see how that turns out.
I want to make a big one to like stick my generator in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm not a welder, but I want something like that to take your gen. I want it to actually that's where it would live.
Yeah.
That's where it would stay.
So it's safe. It doesn't get exposed to any of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, Big Chap. How are you? Thanks for coming through.
What up, big chap?
Yep. Ammo prices. Just when I went to go pick up my firearm that I won from Tactical Turkeys, which I call it, I had asked them for some ammo, and they said ever since that thing happened over across the pond, they
Mm.
can't keep ammo on the shelves. So it's not really that you can't. They're not producing it. It's just people are just buying it like crazy. They can't keep it on the shelf.
Here we go.
So really, like, make sure you have your ammo.
It's crazy.
I think I got the last box of 125 5.56
Mm.
for it. So yeah, or go online and try to get it as much as you can.
I mean, that's why with that. The funny thing is with the whole ammo thing. I've been doing that for a long time.
Mhm.
So I just started shooting again. Doing YouTube videos. You gotta shoot
Mhm.
because I wasn't shooting a lot. Then the world was shut down. So the
Mhm.
whole ammo thing. I've been monitoring that too. You can still find some stuff. And I don't like getting a lot of steel case stuff, but I'm getting away from that because I've been stocking up on that lately.
Same way.
Hi,
Same way.
K1. Mhm.
Gotta get what you can.
King of the Fence.
Mhm. Poor pictures. Yeah. Survival foods. Yep.
Siege is right too, man. Working on that too. Trying to be fit, trying to be as fit as you can be.
Right.
You know,
That's it.
I have a name because that's what who I chose to be. But if I ever sat down and told everybody my actual story,
Mhm.
I'm not as big as I was. There's a whole story behind that. So I'm still a work in progress.
Mhm. Hi, Jack. But you know what? When I took the class last night with North Florida Tactical, I
What up,
was
Jack?
asking like if you have a larger person, how do you apply it? Because the tourniquet doesn't fit on the person. And he went through steps on how to circumvent that and find something else to do. Thank you. I will absolutely. He's right here in the chat. He really gave some really good information. Just being able to spot certain things and what to address first over something else that you may think, hypothetically is the first thing that you should be working on. It really isn't. It's actually something else. And I have like 20, I count them, 29 pages of notes
That's
Wow,
nice.
from that
A
class.
lot of information.
you take good notes.
Well, like this after, but it was definitely good. Um,
Good job.
Check him out, northfloridataTactical.com.
Really good information. You can't
Yeah, I'm going to drop
underrate
his link.
valuable information. Most
Hmm.
definitely.
You can use a large trauma bandage. I'm sorry.
Keep a
Pimp,
definitely
those are
on it.
those are
Pressure
two
wise.
two places you could go to look for ammo, but really what you need to do is just like start Googling it and you come across different places because that's how I found so much stuff. You come across places that you never thought of. Like you'll find some little store in Alabama somewhere that ships and they'll have a whole bunch of stuff, or it'll be somewhere in
Yeah.
Florida or Mississippi or Arkansas somewhere. That's the
Yeah.
best thing. You just got to go search for it, and then
Hmm.
you'll find a whole lot of stuff.
A lot of times
Those
they have
two.
excellent prices and they'll go cheap on the shipping too. So you
Mm-hmm.
save yourself a few dollars.
That's the one thing you find all those little mom and pop shops who have moved part of their business into the 21st century,
Um,
and there's shipping and everything, and you get real good prices. And you call and you talk to them, they be like the nicest people in the world, and they take care of you. I learned that.
Zach,
Demo too is a good place too.
you said you were going to tell the story, but you didn't.
Well, no, I said one day I'll tell a story.
Okay.
I ain't gonna get to that right now.
I was practicing with it, so it's out of pocket right now. But there's such history behind this.
Mm,
You'd be amazed. Like,
really?
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go take that class online then.
this class. There's so
I'm gonna
much
have to
history
take it.
behind this that you probably won't look at it the same again. You know, I just thought it was like a little strip with a stick on it, and it stops.
Mm,
But wow,
The
yeah.
engineering for each one of those is amazing, and others you can use it, reuse it. It's a lifesaver, and everybody can learn how to use it. So,
Did
yeah.
he get into anything about like the rats tourniquets or the SWAT tourniquets or anything? Did he get into that in that class?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Rats tourniquets or SWAT tourniquets? Did he get into that in those
Yep.
classes?
He's very thorough. Like he gives you a breakdown. Like you're learning the history, why it's used, why it's not used. You know, he gives you a lot of information.
Right. Gonna sign up for a class.
Yeah, like if I should have took this class first and then bought my iPad kit. Definitely down to which ones stick better for the
Mm,
chest seal, the second chest seal. Yeah, so definitely worth it. Invest in saving somebody in your life or yourself.
mm,
You have guns, definitely something you should want to educate yourself about.
mm-hmm.
Even
Yeah.
motor vehicle
I guess
accidents
say
can
your
trigger
name.
chest injuries or trigger
Hmm.
injuries.
Yeah.
You roll up on somebody, you can be the difference.
That's one thing I wish somebody offered was because when I think about like Kick Up Dust, because he's a mechanic, and I wish somebody offered like a I've never seen like a basic mechanics class.
Hmm.
Not like changing, well, even changing tires and oil and things like, but other little things that could go wrong on a car that aren't really hard to fix, but you would never know because you're not a mechanic. I wish
Yeah.
somebody offered that because that'll come in handy because you have something small, little whatever. You would
Right.
think it's the end of the world and it's not. You
Hmm.
could be in the bug out situation where you gotta leave and
Hmm.
something you need to fix yourself because you ain't got time to get to the mechanic.
Hmm. And if you only have one of these, it's not enough.
Yeah, you need to
Yep.
have like 6, 7, 8, 9.
And this one, I have one here, which
Um,
is for me. This is for me.
mhm.
One in here, one in here. So I have that three met things there. And then, of course, on my belt, I have one. In each one of my bags, I have one. In this bag, I have one. In my bug out, get home bag, I have. So, like you said, one is not enough. You know. And I also have all other forms of ways of addressing that too. Like you
Uh,
said, ADD pads, things that you can use to apply that direct pressure and knee on a femoral artery with a pad on it. Just trying to keep that blood in is that's the key. So multiple ways of doing it and being innovative if you don't have
Hi,
it.
Diego.
what's up, Diego?
Diego,
Definitely.
what's up, bro? So yeah, one.
Yes, the pimp. You could take it online. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, because I'm gonna. You can get. I'll be talking to you sometime anyway, a million times this week. You can give me that link because I'm gonna take his class.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I was completely, and when I do the physical, like how Black Poindexter is getting ready to do it next week, the nomenclature stuff is already here. So
Mm-hmm.
now when we start doing the practical, I'm just like a little bit ahead of the game, which makes
Mm-hmm.
me comfortable because he
And
looks pretty intense.
actually, I'm pretty nervous right now. I'm a
Yeah.
little nervous.
I was trying to avoid the same thing. I was like,
It's like
"You first."
so, but it's gonna be good.
Mhm. For comms, I have 2A radios. Give me one
Mm-hmm.
second. Yeah, yeah, color.
We're gonna pull off the radios. Hold on, I'll be back.
So this is the Balfang.
Mm-hmm.
Have it set for Noah's, the first radio channel I have it set for. So these are good, relatively inexpensive.
Right.
Um, and you want to go ahead and get the chirp application so you can program this a little easier. You can do it manually. Of course, you can go out and get licensing for this. If you want to broadcast or if you want to transmit, you
Mhm.
want to push this button here when it's on. You're supposed to have a license to do that. But if there's an emergency situation, those kind of things are going to go out the window. They do have limited range, a mile and a half, 2 miles, depending on topology in your area. But if you have a group of people who have gone out and practiced that, and that's one thing I really want to get into with a group of people that have those presets. I think they were talking about that at Redstone Firearms. They already have preset channels. They go out and do drills. They have a break card where you break open the card and, okay, meet at this area with these coordinates within a certain amount of time on these channels. That's the level of preparedness that we need to get to, but they're good things to have as far as some other radios as well. So definitely something studying about that.
This one's got a nice little flashlight on it and everything. One of the ones. And with these are relatively inexpensive, and they do work. They work best on flat land, or if you have to get up someplace high because the building interference and terrain interference and all that. I know, like, the only test we did was like on flat surface, because we've done it when we like go into Tennessee. We go and like a mile, we've been able to use these with me and Jackie. So that's the furthest that I've been able to use them. Furthest that I've had to, but they work. And when stuff hits the fan, don't worry about if you know how to get on those relays, jump on them, because I ain't worried about having a license if I need to save my life.
Exactly.
Two-way radios. I think the question was if the towers went down. Two-way radios might be another good option. I have 3 of these where you can communicate with people locally with you. I don't know too much about the CB side of things. Maybe somebody else does that can come on.
Billy, where's Billy at? Billy know about CBs. Billy, where you at? Yeah, he has a bunch of them. He does that stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
And $2. Our truck drivers, they know about them CBs.
Yeah, definitely. CPR, please get that too.
That's very official right there, RF Tactical.
If you own a truck, get some good all-terrain tires, and don't forget to do the same with the spray gas.
They have a couple sites online, repeaters,
right?
Repeaterbook.com. Then there's also one for radio channels that you can go to and look at all the local radio channels with fire departments, police, local agencies, and get those things pre-programmed into your phone. So I have those channels programmed online. So you want to look up those resources online and have that stuff ahead of time already programmed. Have NOAA like that. That is my very first one. So I know
same here.
What's going on with that. Having those other things.
Yeah, I keep that program. What I want to do, BP, you use Chirp?
Yes.
I want you to do something on that, because I can never get Chirp to work the right way.
There are a couple switches that you may have to do, and the first thing was, I talked about it before, how I don't have it on me, but the adapter that comes with this is not ideal. It's not the plastic on it doesn't sit flush with the device. So I found something online that says you kind of have to shave down this little plastic edge so that you have full contact with the thing. So if it's not communicating, that was one thing, so I can see fully when you take this little piece off here, so I can see fully in there. Once I did that, then it was able to communicate with the program.
Okay.
First. There's another one. Yeah, I can do something like that.
What's up, Donna?
Rashad, if you want to come on, you can come on. I think her question was if the towers went down, what are good options to communicate with? We said the Baopeng, two-way radios. I don't know too much about.
Billy is a CB guy.
Yeah, Billy.
Who knows Morse code? I think that'd be good to have too.
Yeah.
SOS is all I know.
Hey, Billy.
What up?
What up, man?
I got a part of me, yo. It is dumb hot. I'm sweating like crazy.
Oh wow.
I always give them the daily weather report.
You ain't saying nothing. It's 70 degrees here today, so you
is
can
it? Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, man. So yeah, pardon me. I heard y'all talking. I was trying to tend to my patient.
Ben
You
Sheen, what up?
heard y'all talking. You know, he got throwing his wifey boo. Hello.
What up, Alex?
Hey, love, how are you?
What up, man?
You're gonna be my daughter-in-law someday. So, what are you talking about? Radios. I saw the Bowfangs.
CB radios.
Oh, the CB radios. Dope to have. Amazing to have. More a bug-in scenario, or if you're lucky enough to be in a vehicle with the CB radio, you can get a contact with a whole lot of local action, whether deliveries, gas deliveries, food deliveries, traffic buildups, road closures, all that type of stuff. And they have an automatic weather channel also. And 9 and 19 is kind of like the two go-to channels for communication, emergency, whatever's going on. And not saying you want to kind of train in how to use like certain etiquette. There is etiquette to it, just like any other broadcasting system. And spend time like this, just like you would train with a firearm or a survival item. Train with your radio, because tuning it is not easy. It doesn't happen. You plug it up and start talking. You have to find a proper station. You got to play with your antennas every now and again. And
Son.
I'm sorry. You don't play with your antenna? Tune your antenna?
Sorry.
What you doing in that bathroom? I'm tuning my antenna.
13-year-old come out.
Sorry. So either way, it's a very affordable, easy thing to get for communication, and you're going to definitely be able to reach out. A lot of bases can reach out cross country. I've known bases to go from Florida to Texas. So
Really?
yeah. Some of them reach out.
How big of an antenna array do you need?
That you're talking about a base antenna, 100 feet tall.
Okay.
So that's big operations. But as far as your common, local spot to spot, probably the better of 50 miles on a bad day.
Okay.
So you can definitely say if I were in South Georgia, I can probably reach, most parts, like maybe even on a regular radio, Alabama area, 2 hours, 3 hours away, and so, yeah, it's definitely something cool to get yourself into. A lot of entry level radios, you run your $30-$40. A lot of the radios that are kind of have a lot of built-in features or whatever run you $100 or so, and a good CB $30 more, and a good antenna another $40-$50, and a decent battery.
Is there like because you said like something that goes up like I guess 100 feet in the air? Is there like a portable solution or something? Like if I wanted to stick something outside the window and shoot it straight up in the air, like let's say I was trying to talk to you and I wanted to hit you up on a CB. Is there some sort of, instead of me having to like build a stationary tower?
I think it's funny. It doesn't often have to do with how high it is. Mm-hmm. This is how long it is. So a lot of antennas are actually wrapped or rolled. Okay. So it can be the size of a small box. It's just that much feet of antenna in there. So a lot of them
and it doesn't have to be like laid out. It could just still be wrapped up and it'll work fine.
It could still be wrapped up. Yep. Okay. Yep. But just like anything, it can be do better if it's unobscured.
Right.
Because it's air frequency. So the clearer path that it has, the better. But I wanted to do my show and tell today. I know this has nothing to do with radios at all. Mm-hmm. But we did our ordering for the week. And one of the cooler things that we got, I think we talked about this last weekend, and it came in the mail. We ordered a solar power bank.
Nice.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool. It's by a company called IE Safi. Safi.
Spell it.
IE Safi.
Safi. Okay. IE Safi.
Okay.
And it's about the size of a cell phone,
Mhm.
and it's a power bank that takes USB, and it has the micro USB, not the C port, but the micro USB. If you want to charge it, and it comes with a charger, it comes with a compass too. I don't know why, but it does.
How big is the battery?
Never had too much. How many milliwatts?
Yeah, how many
milliamps?
milliamp hours is that battery?
It is 26,800.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It costs, all right, so you know about our group. It was supposed to be 40, and she got it for 19.
Wow, nice.
Not too bad.
Is that still available? Is that still available?
Erica, check for Carbon Exec if you can still catch it in that group.
What's the group again for the new people?
Huh?
What was the name of the group again on Facebook?
Shop Salesaholics.
Now there's like 8 different ones.
Right.
Find it.
You got to get with Zach on Facebook and have him invite you.
Right. Zach, what was the name of it again? Can you type it in the
Which one?
The one from for Facebook? Safeaholics? Is that what you said it was?
Let me
Saveaholics?
Here, let me look it up.
Salesaholics.
Salesaholics.
There's like at least 6 or 7 of them.
Right.
And they all have stuff in them, but there was one in particular that seemed to have more than the others.
Okay.
All the survival stuff.
Yeah, and you'll be able to.
Stuff.
I just went ahead and basically joined all of them.
Yeah. That was how much, and you got it for how much?
It was 40, and then we got it for 19.
From $40.
With the free shipping from Prime membership.
Oh,
so it's cool, and it shows you on this meter here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what your charge is. When I put it out in the sun, it'll show me what my charge is on that meter there, and it's got like a low level flashlight, more of like an ambience light, so you can see what you're doing. And we've been charging phones all day. We were out in the backyard letting the Miss Fly family get her son.
Mm-hmm.
But it's dope. It works pretty good, and it's pretty lightweight. And I think it's I don't want to call it waterproof, but I think it's water resistance because it does have the kind of pop-in plugs
Mm-hmm.
with rubber lining.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no part of it that is exposed
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. And it's pretty cool, and it's hella portable, and it'll charge up a laptop, cell phones, 2 cell phones. It has 2 ports on it, so you can charge up 2 cell phones at a time or 2 USB items at a time. So, IE Safety.
IE Safety, y'all.
Sounds like a rap.
Good ratings online.
What you want to? It's Casey. IE Safety.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah. Hi, Parasite. How are you? Thanks for coming through. Yeah, from 30 to 19, you can get 2 for the price of 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, prepping it's gonna run you some dollars, but you're gonna need that stuff. Rush hour, I don't know if you can hear me. It's saying you have to connect your cam and your mic before I can add you. So, I don't know. Whenever you're ready, you let me know.
There goes one I found. It's almost as cheap as the one that the price is almost as cheap. It's a different company,
Okay.
but it's probably pretty similar.
Mm-hmm. And that's if anybody jumps in that group, those sales, if you don't get on it, like within minutes, it'd be gone. Sometimes they're here, but most of the time it'll be gone.
Mm-hmm. So this is for your bathtub. I think majority of bathtubs hold about 75 to 70 gallons of water.
That's good.
So if you're trying to save water, you just put this in your tub. It rolls out. You fill it from the faucet, and it has that pump. So now you can just either use this for your daily activities, It's just good before you go through your other water that might be sealed already.
It's like a water bulb.
Yeah.
I got one like that. Just a different name. It's called a water bulb, but it's the same thing. Holds 100 gallons.
Yeah.
You put it in your tub and fill it up and everything. It's got the little pump on it.
Yeah. So pick this up, 75 gallons to 70 gallons of water. It's gonna last you a lot. There you go, Rush Hour.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, how are you?
What's up, man?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Hanging in there, trying to get things ready like y'all trying to do. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I missed y'all a little earlier, but I was kind of tied up barbecuing.
Yeah, it's okay.
You know, Rush Hour
Uh-huh.
trucker if he got that headset on, boy.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a giveaway. It's a dead giveaway, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Y'all was talking about them CBs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of into that because being a truck driver,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm kind of into it, man. And it's some things you got to do to your CB. I mean, if you got a one for your car or your big truck
Mm-hmm.
or 18-wheeler, and like the brother said about one for the house, you have to do some things to you to your radio when you get it just to get that power out of it. You might have to add some things,
Okay.
like he said, the big antenna, the antenna is the heart of it. Your mic, also, you have to have a good mic.
Mm-hmm.
You may have to add some extra power to it, like a linear, something that's gonna boost your power, because you
Mm-hmm.
could really get out far with them. I mean, you got people talk from here to, like he said, from Georgia to Alabama to, other places, maybe sometime all the way to Mexico.
Mhm.
I mean, that's if you got a good house, like you said, a good base station.
Base station, yeah.
I think
Yeah, a good base station.
the question was if the towers went down, you'll still be able to use the CD.
You see that?
It's on his car.
Oh,
You
nice.
saying right? That'd be in
That's
my
a monster
car
right
now.
Oh,
Like,
It could be in the house too.
that
okay.
that twisty thing. What makes it give you the distance?
Oh,
Yeah. Remember I was telling you the longer the better?
The surface
All
area.
wrapped up in that.
Well, I had a 12-foot one when I did run a base station. I had a 12-foot antenna, but I had a 6 dB gang antenna. I could fry your TV. I could fry your TV in your house with that,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
and the right kind of power, I'd blow your TV clean up. You won't know what happened to it.
If you live
Yep.
in
You know what I mean?
They draw power, so much power.
so if you live in a residential area, it's going to interfere with your neighbors.
Yeah, as soon as I key the mic, it's gonna turn them antenna. It's gonna turn the antennas red as fire, and
Wow.
your TV gonna fry. Your mic can cook your microwave for you.
Oh Lord.
There's a safety
Oh
issue
my
with
God.
these, though. You're not supposed to take the antenna off and put your hand over that because it can give you.
It's a
Can
lot
y'all
of
see
power.
that?
Come on, you can start a fire with that, BP.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And like I said, 6 dB gain antenna.
Yeah,
That's a
crazy.
powerhouse right there.
Yeah,
A,
you have to be
a
careful with that.
6 dB
Oh, you
gain.
got that home
antenna?
antenna?
Yeah,
Who
6
is that?
dB gain.
Is
That's
that Parasite?
Parasite. That's Parasite.
Yeah, y'all can see
You
that.
see the home antenna?
Yeah.
That's my base station. That's my what they call it? Antron 99.
Oh, that's
My
what you got for a
solar
base station?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that,
that's
like
what's left.
Oh yeah.
25
See,
feet?
I don't run base station no more, but I
This
run
is my car.
I run them in my
Almost you can
big
see it.
I run my big truck.
I don't
Okay.
know if
I
you
can't
can
see your
it.
car like that.
How, that antenna that you have on your car, Parasite. What kind of distance you can get out of that?
Well, I can't turn my camera around forward because what the distance is all about this.
Okay.
How many watt antenna is it? How many watts?
This is what makes your distance.
Okay.
Oh, this is. Can you see this thing? If I knew how to turn the camera around on my phone, I could get out. I got an amplifier.
Well, it's an
Yeah,
amplifier.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got
that's
an
what he
8
got.
field.
Mhm.
I got an 8 field. I'm guaranteed I can do at least if I feed it with the right amount of current, I can
I'm
get about 1,600 watts. I
Exactly.
get
And see, back in the days, they
800.
used to call them linears. but
Yeah, I
now
can
they
get
call them
800 off the
amplifiers.
jump. I can get 5, 6, 7, 800 on the jump. Let's see, here it is.
So the distance from where you're at, how far out can you contact somebody or hear somebody?
Right.
I can talk to, I'm about an hour from Chicago. I can talk to them like it ain't nothing. I can talk to Mississippi, Georgia. I mean, this is just driving to the laundromat or whatever. If the conditions, see now, that's what you call skipping. You're
Conditions,
bouncing the signal off the
skip it.
earth, you're bouncing off the earth and the ionosphere. So I can talk wherever. What was it, last week? I talked to a country called Moserat. Now, my radio is an RCI. I run a 2971. It's about $600 though. And the radio itself do 150 watts. So my radio is a driver as well. Okay. But anyway, that's y'all doing show and tell. I just want to show that. I don't want to talk too much.
That's what we need, bro. That's what we need.
Because people don't realize how far. He said he contacted another country.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't realize how far they go, boy. And the CB radio, you don't need clearance so much like you need with like the bow things and all that.
Right.
CB is just straight
I'm sorry.
through.
Can you show it again? It's much bigger. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, that's the top of my car.
Okay.
And you probably can't really see I can only see it with this little small camera, this little screen that I got.
Yeah, I can see your antenna.
But,
yeah, I see your antenna.
That's a beat.
That's what's on top of my. It's an antenna made by Browning. I can't remember the name of it, but it's almost like what they call a super penetrator.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I heard of that.
It's very similar to it, except mine has the flat coil, so it's a Browning number. So you got a number on it. But you know, it was a truck stop job.
Right.
The big boys run things like the Al Capones and the other stuff. You know, the big they're really big antennas. They're mounted. Mine is actually magnet mounted.
Yeah.
Do
you feel that changes frequency? Like, does it mess up your frequency? The magnet itself? Like,
no, it's how you set it up. You got to know a little bit about it, but it's all about grounding and bonding as far as putting out RF power, radio frequency power. There's a little bit to it because sometimes if you're not set up just right, the energy will come back through the system and actually bite you a little bit, burn you, shock you. So those are things that people, learn how to basically a little extension of wire on the grounded part of your coax and then go to a body ground that takes care of some of that. A lot of it.
Yeah.
Antenna placement, the position of the antenna, all that. But on CB, it's pretty much free, except for the things that you buy, like your accessories, antenna tuners and things like that. You don't have to have the antenna that we're talking about. You can use a piece of wire.
How long is your coax cable?
The coax in the car, the formula is usually 19 feet at the end. And so I've got an amplifier, so I use 6-foot jumpers instead of 3-foot. There was a formula that you figured out and you're supposed to divide it and it all equals 3 or something like that. But everything is in multiples of 3. So it's either, what is it? So I said 19, that's wrong. It's 18 foot is my last piece going to the antenna. I use a 6 and a 9. Or either I use a 6 and a 6. Those are my jumpers.
Right.
So that's basically how I do it. If I use a radio and a amplifier into another amplifier, I use 2 9s and an 18, and that just kind of the coax is also part of the antenna. But all of that you can learn all that stuff in the ARRL handbook.
Right, you playing with some power. Yeah, you've been playing with some power. Can I verify
something?
You can do it with no power. Yeah.
When I came on, I was talking about my radio stuff, and it was hella regular. I think you guys just created a communication snob category.
No, we didn't, man. No, man, don't say that.
I promise you, that was something that I didn't want to even do, but
Yeah.
That's the one thing I
Yeah,
know.
you did it. You did it.
I'm glad you did, because I'm be asking you plenty of questions now.
Yo,
That's a
there's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot
something
to
to
know.
aspire
There's
to.
a lot to know. Interesting stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is one thing I
Yeah.
know. The guy that built the amp is called Real Deal. He's somewhere in the Carolinas somewhere. Um, I mean, and there's a circuit about it. And you talked about the channels, and that was great. There's another thing to know. There's some channels that people monitor because people think CB is dead.
No, no, it's not.
Big fish.
I thought
Ain't
I
that
used
nobody
to
out there
skip.
right now.
because I thought that like
I
I
used
know
to
like
skip from Georgia. Go ahead. I used to skip from Georgia to Texas.
even here with like the local like the PDs and stuff, they're like changing their signal. Like they use something different. It's like higher or something, so you can't really find it with a regular CB radio anymore. Like you can't monitor their communication stuff like that. They
Yeah.
changing the
And
fire
there's mid
department.
stations that
Well,
there's
most of that stuff comes from
mid
power,
stations.
man. You know, because if you got a lot of power, see, you could talk and talk right over me, and I can't say a word. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No
Yeah,
matter,
that's the
because you
part that
got the
makes it
most
bad.
power. Yeah, you can have the most power, man. I can't get a word out because you got too
Yep.
much power. I can't talk over you.
They'll key right over. A lot of people that want to argue
Yeah,
in the CB world or whatever, they'll key right over you. If you start talking or
yeah,
cursing or just something they don't want to hear,
that's
they hit
right.
that button and just let the air just sizzle.
That's right. I can shut you down. I can shut you clean out.
Yeah, that's the
But he
part. That's the
mentioned,
competition portion.
How are you?
but he mentioned skipping. You know, and skipping another thing, like you said, the right frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Your radio probably could talk all the way to Texas. If I'm in, you know, my radio have done that. You know, I've talked to guys on the road. They was way in Texas, and then most guys try to talk over me, but I shut them down. I still be talking. I go to different station. You know.
hmm
Explain what skipping is.
Nice up.
Skipping is when your signal goes anyway, but with a little power, it does it more with greater efficacy. But skipping is
Right.
when your signal bounces off the earth and the ionosphere, and just
Right.
like
And
how
the
you skip
way.
a rock across the lake.
Yep.
You
Mm-hmm.
take your signal, and when the conditions open up and do a certain thing, you can do the same thing between the earth and the ionosphere, and your signal goes further.
Yep.
How
That's
And
would
it.
you
the
know?
power,
How would you know when you're able to skip? Like, how would I know I'm skipping?
when you can hear
When
the
it's
other
a
folks,
sunny
like
day,
like right now,
That's right.
uh, this is what you call the Super Bowl.
It's a bunch of people talking.
That's on Channel 6. They call it the Super Bowl. These are where the big guys run the big power. They run at 10,000 watts,
Hmm.
80,000 watts, and stuff like that. So a lot
Exactly.
of them, they don't compete per se. They compete by ego, and they speak long-winded and they talk. Now, but it's just the way you can get in. It's the way to do it, though. Like if
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
there's an emergency,
Hmm.
that's a different thing. But just on the
Right.
plane,
Right.
just like on this platform, sometimes somebody come out stupid, we may ignore what they say, but
Mm-hmm.
yet we heard them. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something
Hmm.
to know. And
Exactly.
I think they call it. They said some people said the rules are this. They don't. Well, everybody doesn't follow it, but you respect everybody, but you don't recognize BS in your radio. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
tell me
that's kind of
something.
one of those things. Mm-hmm.
Well, tell me something, bro. Have you heard of Cadillac Man? He's not on the radio no more, but have you heard of him?
Uh-uh.
That
Wait.
guy skipped from Mexico. I would be traveling
You.
up there to Seattle, from Seattle all the way almost to I could hear him all over. And wherever I went, I always heard him. And he was talking out of Texas. And he
Wow.
was
Okay.
loud and clear. What they call loud and proud at CB Talk. You know what I
Well, in
mean?
Texas, they had a guy called the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
He had a hearse. He had a tower antenna on top of the hearse that could go up in the air. He set up. He didn't drive around. Like he just drove the way he was gonna go. He set up, and I think he could get it about 40 feet in the air. And he had a base station inside the back of that hearse. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
See, that
And
my
he just
man was talking about a big old, getting your antenna high.
yeah. And there's some
So that's
people
gonna
that
be
do some little
crucial.
things like that. Um, Let me see that. But you said out of so Texas, but you mentioned Seattle. there's somebody that nobody
No, that's
knows.
where I was at.
Mhm.
I was there. I don't know about nobody else.
There's a guy who
Yeah.
lives in Seattle who is in the industry, but he's also world known for a rapper, but nobody knows who he is. But on the radio, he's prime minister.
And he's a
And
rapper.
yeah,
Never heard of him.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. I like big butts.
Oh,
That's
get out
him.
of here.
Straight
Because
up.
you said rapper in Seattle, and that's the only thing I thought of. Like,
Mhm.
And he got
Sir Mix-a-Lot, yeah.
he put out a few songs about the radio. If you pick those, you can go on YouTube and get some songs, and it tell you a whole lot about it, just like that. Because one of them is called "Bumped It Down," and I forgot what the other one is. But yeah,
You get all of that on the CB?
well,
Yeah.
you can hear it on YouTube, but it's about CB radio.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, who would
But I
have
gotta tell you
a couple
something
songs about
important. But look, I gotta tell you something important. If you're gonna buy one for your car, and you want to really get it talking out, you may have to go take it to a radio shop, get it peaked and tuned. Okay. Then you have to look at the name of the radio because they got different radios out there. They got Connex, they got Galaxy, they got General Lee, which got the rebel flag on the front. I know you might not like that rebel flag,
I got
but you don't have to. You could take the rebel flag off of it, but that's a power radio come powerhouse, and you got another one called a Striker. So I just
You
gave
see
you
this
some
one right
clues
here?
on some good ones. Uh huh.
What's the
Do
way
y'all see the name?
it's called? Rebel?
I can't make
Ranger.
I can't make it out.
Yeah, that's Ranger.
Ranger.
I see that. You said
That's
the other one's
Ranger.
called
Yeah, that's
Rebel,
another
you
good
said?
radio.
This
A
is
Ranger. That's
RCI.
another good radio.
This is
Yeah, he got a
RCI
good radio.
2970 N2.
Can you show it again?
This is just the microphone. The radio is on the floor. Like I
Okay.
said, if I could figure out how to turn my camera around, it would be a whole different story.
Okay. Y'all see a little sign at the bottom, arrows going almost like in a circle?
Okay. Maybe I can do it on the camera phone. Let me see.
Now they also got like that power, that powerful mic he has. You also have a mic called Aesthetic. It's a power mic.
Thank you, Cherokee.
You put battery, huh?
No.
Yeah, that mic is called Aesthetic. It's a power mic, but they got some good mics. That also add to your power.
Right. Just turn the phone around.
So the mic is powered as well as the system. That makes a difference.
Yep, the mic. Yeah, the mic makes a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Anyway.
mic make a difference.
Oh, I
Whoa.
see.
I never. Whoa, you got some.
I
That's a
can't
nice
see
radio.
what you see. It's all
That's
dirty
okay.
and stuff.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was dirty. It works.
What's on the bottom? What's on the bottom?
Yeah, what's that?
What's on the bottom? That's the way they built on the radio, or
that's the way it's
you
built
got
on
it?
the bottom. That's the amplifier that's built in.
That's amp. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. How many watts? How many watts?
It'll do 150 by itself. So this, you don't even have to have a amplifier to talk on this radio here.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good. That's like a Connex, you get it peaked and tuned. You don't really need a. But you could buy those CBs. You could actually buy those CBs on the internet now, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Where would I go get it tuned? Like I could just go like a truck stop or something, or
Yeah, when you get it, most of the good CD shops will do the tune job for you. Like this one was already converted and tuned because this one was sold as a 10-meter radio.
okay.
So they did that.
How do you
I got it.
cable into your car?
What was that?
How do you route cable into your car?
Through the inside. Let me see if I can get out here. I just drove to the laundry.
It's almost like getting a system, a sound system hooked up.
Right, exactly.
Through the trunk,
Exactly.
and then just through all the panels, keeping it underneath. And a lot of people will power up from the radio side to the battery, just like an amplifier would be.
So something like when he has so powerful, do you need a bigger battery or stronger battery?
Bigger battery? Well, it depends on how many watts you want to put on your radio. You may need
You might have a capacitor
alternator.
on that.
Okay.
If you have a capacitor, you'll have your regular car battery, and then there's a separate battery that'll only charge positive through your car battery, and it will never drain your car battery.
Exactly.
And that can run off that system. And those are cheap, like $50. Depends on what kind you get. You know?
Yeah, we gotta have to talk about this again because now y'all got me. I want to do this.
But see, like my truck hold 4 batteries, bro.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? My truck take 4 batteries, 4 big batteries.
1,000-watt
cranking amp.
So now that we scared everybody because it's a hell of a lot broader section or categories into it, but for survival,
right?
Would you lean like how would you use that? What is your communication or what do you expect from being familiar with the radio and having a radio nearby? Would you actually be tuned into that nonstop during, say, a shit hits the fan scenario?
Yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm. What type
somebody may be broadcasting some type of information that you may need, you know, to we may need to figure out where to go to, where to safe, you know, what's safe out there, because you know if you gotta leave, you gotta bug out, you gotta leave your home, you gotta go somewhere safe, you gotta get with somebody, maybe a neighbor or some friends who also got some weapons and all that stuff to protect yourself while you're bugging out, you know, because everybody ain't gonna be friendly out there.
Here's a question, like, because I know you guys were talking about tuning. Like, let's say if I had like a base station in the house, is there a way to like have it tuned so I can just like grab it and throw it in the car and hook it up and use it in the car?
You mean like take a radio
question because
like portable?
Yeah, like take your CB. Like, listen, we gotta go. I just unhook it from whatever's hooked to, take it, throw it in the car, hook it up, and use it right in the car, just like if I was sitting in the crib.
And it'll tune differently because once you move that car, you're gonna play with it. The grounding in the car will be a little different than the grounding in the house.
So there's no like
your hookup will be different.
So there's no like universal tune that you could do.
Nah, your hookup is be different.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to retune it. But your best thing is to get 2.
Okay.
As far as
one for the house and one for the radio.
Now, I'm looking at the Rangers. They have 120 watt, and 200, and 400. For me, just starting out with that 120 watt, be good enough to do what I needed to do.
Yeah.
I want to be able to talk to Texas, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Illinois.
Yeah.
Like
well, see, if you had a base station, you'd be able to. And when I had a base station, you could talk to me like we was next door neighbors.
But I need, like we said, I need it's the power, and then I need to get the antenna up really high.
Yep, antenna high, a certain dB gang antenna. I don't know if they still sell dB gang or 6 dB gang antennas, but you get the right antennas and you get it up high, like he said. Oh, you'll be able to talk. You'll be probably talking to somebody in Mexico.
Okay, because that's what I want to be able to converse with my comrades.
Yeah, talk to you on the Mexican. Hey, Vato. I got the food down here, Holmes.
Now, mind you, that doesn't happen all the time. You know, you don't always have conditions that you can skip your signal.
Okay. What do you like? Is there some way to know that I can skip? Like, is it what is the way to determine?
No, you won't know. You won't know until somebody tell you where they at.
The real snobs got the computer on all the time, and there's a site that shows you, just like the with photography, there's an ephemeris page that shows you what the weather's gonna do, what time the sun's gonna come up. There's I don't go on it, but I don't even fool with that. That's too much. But there's a site that you can go and look up what the conditions are and all that. But then you got to be kind of scientific to know what you're looking for, you know. But basically, when you turn the radio on and you hear them, that's how I go for it.
Okay.
And when your locals are making contact, you can make contact. Now, what I do, because I have a license, I go up to 10 meter with this same radio, and I can do the other stuff. You just change the language a little bit.
What do you mean, like when you want to use the relays?
Well, no, this is straight radio, straight talk, like straight antenna to antenna. Based on the conditions, what I use as far as 10 meter is concerned. When you get into things like 2 meter, which is 140 megahertz, that's when you start dealing with the you use the word relay. What do you call it? Repeaters. Same
Repeat it.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's instantaneous. But this is strictly to the radio. So what we're talking about in CB is on the 11 meter band, what they call 11 meter. That's 27 megahertz. 28 megahertz is what they call 10 meter. You know, so the higher the number, the lower the meter that they call it. So, you know, and when you look at an amateur radio, it's got a lot of bands on it. It'll tell you some of them will tell you the frequency range, but you can look up the ham band plan. It tells you what a lot of the bands are. They don't have 11 meter in there because it's kind of illegal for them to talk. So there's kind of a segregation. But most of the hams are former CBers, and they still come down on the CB band.
Okay.
So the one thing that's wrong with me is my voice. Even though I can change my voice and stuff like whatever, but my voice tells who I am. Everybody knows who I am, basically. So I don't talk as much.
Do you get like a do you get like a handle? Like I know with when you get your ham license, they give you like a designator.
Yeah, I have a call sign. And I'm good till 2027, you know. I got it like in 2007, I renewed it once. So it's every 10 years. And basically with the ham, like somebody talked about it last time, once you take the test, if you pass the first section, you can take the next section without paying. And it was $14 for me. And that's just the examiner's fee for them coming out, setting up the booth and everything for you to take the test. Really doesn't cost anything. And now you can renew online for free. It used to be a cost to renew. But now that everything is gone digital, you don't even have to pay to renew. So if I keep renewing before the deadline, I can have it. As long as I'm able to go on and renew it, I can still continue to have it. But at some point, I'm probably going to upgrade. I only have a technician license.
Okay.
So in a way, you're limited, but I'm not really limited because I don't even have time to do what I can do.
I'm not limited.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, general class gives you more, and extra class gives you access to even more. What I found that it does do, when you have your license, you can go into places and you can get your hands on better equipment that normally wouldn't be sold to the regular guy.
Okay.
Okay.
That's an advantage.
Yeah.
When you have your when you're on ham radio, how often do you have to say your call? In the beginning of the broadcast, and do you have to say it like every hour or something like that?
It's almost like after every two or three sentences, where people are long-winded, so that kind of equates to probably 5 minutes maybe.
Every 5
3 to
minutes.
5 minutes. There's a rule, and sometimes if you're not really keeping up, there's somebody usually on that'll kind of remind you, give you a call for identification purposes or whatever. You know, like we're talking now. I said, this is blah 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 blah. You know, and then we go ahead on with the conversation, like you were saying, Billy, blah blah. You know, and that's the other thing. They use your name, and by the time you give your call, they got their computer, they pull it up. If I where I was talking to somebody, and then he goes, "Okay, Joe, yeah, good to make your acquaintance on here." You know, da 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 da. He already is. You know, my location is there. It shows where my house is. And if he's using a Yagi antenna, it shows the exact coordinates to point directly to me. So, you know, you can dial it into your antenna and turn it around.
Yep.
You know.
That's how FCC could find you too.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So if you got a lot of power, that you know. Yeah.
So we think the ATF, we think the ATF is crazy. The FCC, boy.
Yeah.
They
like,
worse
on
than
it right now?
Yeah, if you got too much power, you blowing people's TVs up, they're gonna shut you down eventually.
So
People gonna call and wonder what's happening.
There's a limit in how much power you can have.
Well,
yeah,
I think it's supposed to be.
watts on there. I think it's limited to 1,500 on 10 meters for sure. I don't know what it is on the rest of it. So most of them lying, you know, they're like, "Yeah, I'm running the legal watts, 1,500 legal watts."
Yeah.
Like,
So in regards to survival, if you're going to be on the CB and you have a group of people that you're dealing with, you should form some type of way to talk or code or something like that just to get your messages back and forth.
You can. You could do that.
You can. And here's another secret. It's a lingo that just kind of gets picked up in the community, you know.
Right.
You know, your 10 codes, 10-4, 10-9. I couldn't hear you repeat that, you know, things like that.
Yep.
Then
10,
there's
20.
the slang that goes along with it. You know, they might call you a cotton picker. Don't get mad.
Yep.
Cotton
Things like
picker.
that.
What's the cotton
But
picker?
Cotton picker.
right,
That's what a
right,
cotton
right.
picker is.
Oh, really?
They might say, "Shut up, cotton picker. Get on
Because
somewhere. Go down
you
there.
don't cuss.
Get."
What
So,
I'm
so,
trying to
so what's my response to the cotton picker? You brothers should know.
Well,
Be like,
I mean,
thank you, Doug Plucker,
yeah.
listen.
Snuff
All you get.
Cheater.
What I'm asking in regards to like back in the day, the hobos used to have a type of language that they used to draw on the wall to let each other know if this was a safe place or a dangerous place, or you can get food here or something like that.
Right.
You apply something
Right.
like that to regards to CB or him or whatever else.
Yeah. Like I
Now
said, good in
that
communication.
is definitely because one of the guys told me that he was in my local area. He told me, and he was a ham operator. He talked on the CB, but he was a ham, and he never spoke voice. He only used Morse code, but he said the reason why he did Morse code because now, and he was a member of this singing group called Spaniel. He was the last living member, and he has since passed on. And he said that the reason why he didn't use voice on ham was because you can't discriminate. You know that
Hmm.
you know that is what it is. But
Yeah.
they said that was when you were traveling, that was the thing. They let you know where the bet because there was a lot of segregation and a lot of
Yep.
problems, and they
Yep.
traveled
A
all over
lot
the
of
country
races.
singing. And it would
Yep.
let them know where they could go and get a meal, where they can go and get a hotel, and all of those types of things. So he did say that was one of the things that was phenomenal for him about ham radio, and one of the reasons why he chose not to ever use voice. He just didn't use voice. He became proficient at using the code, and there was always somebody on the band that would communicate with him, whether it was whoever, and he could find out what he needed to know. Now I don't know if there's a code that is spoken today that indicates such a thing. I really don't, but I do
Hmm.
know it's important to make contact with people, and that's kind of what happens in the CB community is because we have just like what we're doing with this in Nashville. It happens also in the CB community, and they call them offlines or they call them breaks. You know, and they do a little bit of everything. They have a little competitions. They have shows, fashion shows. They sell things. They sell products. They do all those types of things. But overall, it's about the camaraderie and the brotherhood and the sisterhood. Women are
Yeah.
involved, just like men, women and men, their husbands, wives, and some people come in campers, all kinds of things. And that was another thing. I really enjoyed it because when it would come locally, I would do the pictures, and most of the time I sold enough pictures to pay for my hotel room for the next night. You know, I mean that's how many people it was, and that's how friendly and supportive people are. They would just they just they love on you just because and that's the thing about the radio. The radio community, whoever you meet on the other side, that's a friend that you just haven't met in person. That's always a potential friend, and so we look at that like that. And so when you're talking about emergencies, sometimes the rules and things like that they're just guidelines. But if you have a life or death situation, all you need to do is get your information out where you need help, where you are and where you need your help too. Somebody
Exactly. Exactly.
there may be some idiots. There's idiots in every facet of life, but normally there's somebody who's listening who will pick up the phone and say, "Hey, somebody over here needs help." They just got it. I remember calling in. I was traveling, had the family. I couldn't stop. Somebody was out of gas.
Mm-hmm.
The one guy said it, and I had driven by, but I had enough power to call him back and say, "Hey, I got it. I'm in the call." And I called them, and I'm still driving. And I called back and told them they said they were on the way. I had to give them the mile marker, the location, the direction, the type of car, all these type of things, which I noticed when I passed by,
Hmm.
and
And that's
it was
important
fine.
right there.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
important. He said a mouthful. The mile markers, that's important for your health when you're on that road. Your help when you're on the road. Remember the mile markers. Remember where you stopped at.
Yeah, that's hard when you don't know where you are. My son broke down. We're like, okay, what mile marker? He couldn't tell me anything. All thing he could do was give me his a picture of his GPS location. Like, dude, do you know how stressful that is, man? You could you
Mm-hmm.
don't can't you can't tell me where you are, you know. But you know, he was young. I mean, you know, just got out of high school, and I'm like, okay, those were some things that we missed. We didn't go over those things.
Exactly.
So,
But you
uh,
know, it's a lot of
you go
time people can't tell you what they passed, what the last thing they passed on the road,
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. A
what
lot,
that
yeah.
sign say, you know.
You could be in a store, somebody
But
could do some devilment. You can't even describe what the guy looked like that walked by you.
I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of people that don't know the street next to their street they live on.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah, that's crucial.
I'm one
It
of them.
is. Yeah. Well, you need help. I mean, we got to get to you. For instance, you know, even on the CB, you tell me, you know, one of y'all said, well, rush hour, I'm at such and such. You give me the right description where you at, I can come and get
Mhm.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna jump out. I'm gonna still be here. I'm gonna take my laundry in and throw it in the dryer real quick.
All
All
right, guys.
right,
you. All right,
All
man.
brother.
right, brother.
Thanks, Parasite.
All
All
right.
right, I'm hanging around.
All
You
right. Peace.
snob, you.
Right.
We was talking about that Morse code. Every day I have a channel that I scan on. There's somebody broadcasting in Morse code, and I always wonder what they're broadcasting. So it'd be nice to learn, learn that to see,
I don't know
what's being
Morse code.
communicated.
It's funny he said that about that guy who was the last group of the Spaniels.
Mhm.
On the block that my parents live on, there was a gentleman who was in that group.
Really?
He had like
Really?
100-foot something CB radio tower right
Hmm.
there next to my, because I remember when they sold the house, he left all that stuff there, and he was in that group. It's
Yo,
funny.
you gotta
He
realize
was, he
back
was
in the
part of that
'70s,
group.
CB radio was a big
It was
thing.
a thing. Yep.
Everybody had a nice van. Vans were, for some reason, vans were
The,
cool
Yep.
the antenna.
Mhm.
Yeah. Big
with
whip
a
antenna on
like
the back.
a unicorn jumping over a mountain on
A
the back.
rainbow, yeah.
But yeah, it was a big thing in the generation prior to us. It was a big part of life, and there were actually CB clubs, and a lot of motorcycle clubs with gold wings. I don't know if y'all know about motorcycles much, but a lot of fellas be out
Gold
on them
wings.
gold wings, and they had CBs on those motorcycles and these van clubs and all that, car clubs. And so yeah, it was a big thing, and it kind of died down, with things like we have now and streaming and all, etc. It's kind of a lost thing, but it's something that can be a lifesaver,
That
when
gold wing,
stuff.
that gold wing, a nice bike. Big
Oh yeah,
Honda.
Exactly.
Very nice.
yeah.
Big Honda.
But I got a question. If well, we in this crap with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, right? Okay, we have EMP hit. You know, I think that'll be when stuff will hit the fan right then and there. How we gonna communicate? How we gonna find our people if we out and about? You know, and like Carmen Q say, do we have the right proper stuff with us or even at home? Because most of us are traveling.
Yeah.
Most of us not at home. We going to the grocery store. We going to visit. You know, and if we can't get to the house, especially if it's nighttime, we can't see anything because the EMP gonna knock all the kind of electricity out.
Mhm.
Now we got to get home to our fortress, and to also protect our families. That's gonna be important.
Need to carry a bag. I got 2 get home bags in the car, plus
Good
a bag that I
flashlight,
carry
yeah,
around here with flashlight.
Everything.
yeah,
Other
Yeah.
stuff.
good flashlight.
These skills.
Good pair of shoes, boots in there because you can't
And
walk.
know
Let me ask you a
and,
question.
and know where you are. Know how to get home.
Crap.
That dude.
Hi, Angry Pepper. Woo.
Thank you, Pepper.
That's the
Really?
key.
Okay,
Carbon,
That's
Oh,
compose
Thank you.
yourself.
Thank
Jesus.
you. Wow.
Wow, the
You
angry
work in the
Pepper's in the house.
house.
How
Salute,
are
brother.
New
you?
York.
Hi, Double Dog. Wow.
Definitely.
Double Dog,
Uh-huh.
what up?
Definitely.
You
Yeah,
guys
but that's gonna be the key. That's gonna definitely be the key.
Yeah.
Do y'all
It's
keep firearms in the vehicle? Like not your everyday carry, like
Yep.
When
do you
I'm in
feel
there, I
comfortable
keep
stashing something?
Yep.
I keep my a couple in there at all times when I'm
I
in the
don't feel
vehicle.
comfortable. We got too many car break-ins and all
When
that
I
stuff
when I
around
get out of the
Atlanta.
car, it comes out with me. But when I'm in the
I,
car,
Yeah.
it's in
I
there.
don't. I
And I
keep
have a
one.
cheap one now that I'm going to
Right.
keep in there all the time.
I keep
So I
one
have
in the
that throwaway.
car
Why you
that's
gonna do the
Taurus.
Taurus like that?
if someone steals it,
How'd you know it was a
it
Taurus?
doesn't matter.
Everybody hate Taurus, man. You know, I have a Taurus
I'm
too, but
sorry. I'm sorry, brother.
I don't want to take something expensive out there and somebody steal it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Don't
what
get
I'd be
something
so worried
don't
about.
get something expensive. I keep a pistol in the car, and it's if someone does break into the car and steal it, it's just gone.
Yeah,
But I
just
did dress it up, Billy.
gone
I dressed
Taurus.
it up with the MCK. I dressed it up, so I put it
Oh,
nice.
good.
But I can't take my AR and leave it in the car. I don't feel
I'm not leaving
uncomfortable
my
about
AR.
that.
It depends
Yeah.
on how you secure it in your car.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can
Yeah.
tie it down and lock it up.
Yeah, I don't know
Cable.
PBs either, so I'm learning. I'm just
This was interesting. Now they got
Yeah.
me wanting to do it. I want
Yeah.
to actually
Well,
do it.
Exactly.
well, you know, when you buy your pistol, they got a cable that comes with
I have
with
one
your
in the
pistol.
case. I go in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get one in the case somewhere.
It's
You
this
can wrap
one on
that
my
around the
waist.
trigger
It's like I
area
put it
of
in
your.
there and lock it
There
up.
you go. You can wrap that around your trigger.
There's a cable.
Lock it underneath the car. Yeah,
Mhm.
lock it underneath the car on the car seat. You wrap it
Yeah.
around there. Just put the gun on there where you can't nobody can see it. And if somebody break in your car, they ain't gonna take the time to want to cut that cable to steal your gun. You know.
It's fairly sturdy, but I still
It's
take when
just,
I
I
get
mean,
out
it's
for a number of times. I take
like I
it
say,
out.
it's just my understanding is, listen, if someone breaks in and takes it, it's just gone. I put the money out for it. I put out that's just it. But I feel comfortable keeping a gun in the car. I just do.
Oh
So,
yeah. Well.
word of advice for anybody who does whatever a firearm that you do have as that mobile one, make sure that you have that serial number. So when you do report it stolen, you
Keep all
if
the
it
serial
ever does,
numbers. Keep all
yeah.
the serial numbers.
Right.
Have your
Right.
log. Have
I
your
got
log
I
book
got
like
mine all on the
everything else.
USB.
Have all that.
Mhm.
USB. Have a hard copy. Have a USB copy of all your stuff. So
Yeah, but it's good to keep that. You know, keep your gun with your first aid kit because you never know what's gonna happen while you're gone.
yeah,
Um, somebody
Mhm.
said boots,
yeah. Have
Extra,
your
extra
boots.
boots or something. You
extra pair
know.
of boots in the car. Yeah, stuff like
This
that.
is
Yeah,
my
pair of boots, a flashlight.
primary boots. These are my
Mhm.
backups.
Uh,
They,
yeah.
I keep
A
them covered.
flashlight very important too. You know, because if it's nighttime, you got to see, and you just gotta
I had a
be
because I
prepared.
had a buddy that I shoot competition with, and he got me doing this because he used to always have his thing is he keep extra boots, extra socks, and extra drawers. He always keep those
Yeah.
in his car.
well,
So
Yeah,
Yep.
I started doing that.
you have to add that Marvel suit to your
Right.
car
I need to
Hmm.
get one of those now.
with the boots,
Yep.
sleep, and everything in case you have to get back home. That's another set of stuff you gotta add to your car.
Also, get you a light belt setup. This is my light belt setup. It has my knife already on there. It has my holster for my sidearm, and it has
Hmm.
my IFAC kit already on there. So I
Mm-hmm.
can put this on
That's it
easily
right
or
there.
just throw it in there, and you're ready to go. This is something that I have at least the essentials on me at all times. So if I have to travel super light, I can't put my big old. If I have this heavy chest rig with all my other stuff, if I need to drop that, at least I have something secondary that I can keep moving. So.
But
That,
wait,
think of
Mhm.
multiple options.
in an EMP, if you're in your car, you're driving a trucker, right, or just anybody
Uh huh.
goes off, doesn't it?
Uh huh.
Isn't it going to shut the car down, being that
More than
everything
likely,
is
yeah.
pretty much?
Yep. It'll shut it down. Then knowing me, I'm gonna have a long walk home.
Wow.
And that's the thing. You gotta be ready.
I'm still in the state, but I travel still in the state. But
Mhm.
9 out of 10, me coming off the coast of the East Coast over that Savannah, it still will be a long walk home for me. You know, if I have to go through that,
Now, when
you
you
know,
travel, when you go on
and
the road, do you have like places where you think about, okay, I could be safe here, or if I had to walk, so you don't
Start
have
to
to
mark
worry about
down
that?
spots.
yeah, they have it, but I have to travel through Middle Georgia, which is Klan territory.
Right.
Mm.
So I have to be on my P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's
I
that.
have to know when to turn the light on, when to turn it off, when to duck. You know,
What
when
It's
not
part are
to
you
duck.
at? What are you
Huh?
part? Are you in North Georgia, living
No,
wise, or
no,
south?
no. I live about 30 minutes out of Atlanta, but I pass through Middle Georgia, which is a lot of clans in Middle Georgia.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't
Millersville
like us,
and
bro. Yeah, a lot of people in Middle
Macon.
Georgia don't like us.
Wow.
There you go, Macon and all that. So,
Yeah.
it's just that it comes with the territory. When you making
Oh,
your
Billy,
money.
Yeah.
Billy want me to move to
So,
the south. I told you, Billy.
Yeah.
so
That's
No.
Wait, one
Hey,
more.
I'm way down at the bottom. I'm down. If you take 19, like Thomasville,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'm about 20 minutes before Thomasville, so
For
Yeah.
Thomasville, yeah, I know where you at.
yeah, it's a little it's cooler down Middle Georgia. That I don't know nothing about it. Zach, come on,
You know
Zach.
now.
So,
Another thing,
and you're
somebody talked about water, 3 days without
What you
water.
said,
So
Cuban?
along with this,
Copy.
get you a water supply system, something that you can use and carry. This also goes in the back of my car every time I'm in there too. So I have at least a couple liters of water that I can use and have for travel. So just something like this is relatively inexpensive and can save you, at least get you on your way to get home, along with your,
Mhm.
get home back if you
Yeah, that's
have
straight
to
there.
drop that. So have that.
Mhm.
And these are very inexpensive. I got this at a surplus supply store, relatively inexpensive. They had, and I actually talked them out of another $10 out of it because it didn't have a label on it. And they're like, well, we don't know how much it is, so how much are you willing to pay for it? So get you some of this stuff. Go out and get, look and see what's out there at some of these places. You'd be surprised how
That's
it
cool
is.
there. That'd be cool
So
there.
all this time, I'm thinking BP standing for Black Poindexter, but it's bargain prices. Is that what it stands
Hey,
for?
hey, I gotta spend some dollars, man. Hey, save money,
what I'm
go out
asking is
something
like,
else.
you're in these areas. That's actually a good topic to talk
It
about,
is. That's a
where
huge
you're
topic.
not liked, right? And EMP hits. Like, what do you do? Take your chances.
Do we do what now?
You take your chances. The EMP hit. You're in your truck.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
one, can you stay in your car when that happens? If an EMP hit,
Yeah, I mean, I could sleep in my truck,
yeah, but
but it
it's
won't do me no.
gonna
Huh?
fry everything in the truck.
Well, yeah, won't nothing in the truck work. I mean, if I need to go to sleep, wait till daylight, I can, as long as I have no activity, that's gonna bother me, through the night, because it's gonna be some problems. Because I'm going down with a fight, but I'm not gonna, I will keep my eyes open. But during the daytime, I just gotta sneak and make my way through, to make sure I don't run across those
Mm.
particular type of people, because then it may be open fair game on us, on me.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some people take that chance. Yeah, I'm from New Orleans. When Katrina hit, even though I lived up here in
What's up, Shane?
Georgia, some of those people, some of the white people took the opportunity to have fair games on black people who was walking through there trying to make their way to find somewhere to go get something to eat or something like that. They decided to shoot them.
And some were police.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and some police did a bunch of that. But
Yeah.
but for me, in my case, I just have to hunker down, as they call it. And
Uh,
then these Georgia folks said, you
do you
know,
have your vest in your truck? Do you carry your vest?
What
do I
up,
keep
bro?
what, a vest?
Yeah,
No,
RGG.
I don't have a vest yet, but I need to go and get me one.
yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's my plan, to get me a vest.
At least get you a
So
soft one. Like if you get in that case, you can keep it in there. And you could throw it on if you do got to hump home. Then you have a little bit of protection.
Something.
Mhm.
right, 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 right,
And
right,
aside from
right.
the protection, you can also do a lot of attachments to get that weight out
RGG.
of your arms and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
a lot of vests have a lot of Velcro spots and a lot of pocket spots.
Oh, okay, okay.
Use
Yeah,
a
but I
vest
pray,
for
I pray
motor.
to the Most High that never happens. You know what I mean? Where I be in that
Remember.
predicament. But I would like to be prepared.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I got all this stuff, hoping nothing ever happens.
Same.
yeah,
There you go. There you go.
and a
There
helmet,
you go.
all of that stuff. I mean,
Uh,
it's just something that some people are going to have to deal with. So we need to
mhm.
prepare just a little bit more on that end. Make sure you get your protective gear.
And the thing
Right,
is,
right, right.
Carbon, the thing is, fam, every Saturday when I go out, I see the local militias. Texas is kind of one of those states where, you have some of those same things going on in Georgia. And every Saturday they're going out in their Humvees and their vehicles that are prepped up, this and the other. And they have their, rebel flags on the side and some other,
Mm,
stuff on this. And they're prepping. They're out there practicing and
mm,
doing maneuvers every
yeah,
Saturday. And you
Mhm.
they
see them. They
ready.
roll
They
up in
ready and getting
convoy.
ready.
They've been ready. So,
Not a motorcycle
people say
helmet.
we're overreacting, but,
Motorcycle
you
helmet
know,
not gonna help if somebody tries to shoot you in the head, pimp. That
Yep,
ain't gonna help.
you gotta get a bullet.
Yeah,
Somebody motorcycle helmet.
Yeah, motorcycle
yeah.
helmet ain't gonna help.
Motorcycle helmet is actually just styrofoam.
Yeah,
Um,
Right. It ain't gonna
so
help.
so
yeah.
yeah, ballistic helmets have a certain rating, and you know they'll save you, and they cost about as much. So you might as well, and you could actually wear a ballistic helmet probably on a motorcycle if it's DOT
Yeah.
inspected. So you might as well spend that money on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I got to get me also one of them big Jim Bowie knives too.
Killer.
Put on my
Yeah,
truck.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
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 need
know what I
always have
mean?
one of them big survival knives.
Yeah, I got to get me one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Look
got.
like my man got one right there. You finna pull out. That's what I'm talking about.
You're always holding something.
See, like Denzel said, now that's what I'm talking. No, Will Smith. Now that's what I'm talking about.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna have multiple knives for different situations. So I have,
Yeah.
one of my belt that I keep for my like
Mhm.
bushcraft, and I have other knives for different situations, and also small knives. And like on
Yeah.
my vest, I have four knives on it, different knives on there. Some for my EMT stuff, some for bushcraft. So you can never have too much. Two is one, one is none. So the more you have, it's always better. Um, because you have to can always share and barter with those. And I keep these nearby so we can hand these off to people to do little bushcraft or stuff like that. If you have to, do something with some game, you have, the ability to do
Yeah.
that, different things. So have those things nearby and look for those sales. Like he said, BP stands for bargain price or whatever. I do look for those sales, and when people are having sales, buy instead of buying one, buy two. And then you can share those with your friends, with your family, and make sure that they're geared up and ready to go. Because a lot of times, they're not thinking about that. So if you have people in your family who you love and want to protect, have some of that gear and teach them how
Good
to use
knife.
it as well.
Yeah, that's nice.
Whoa, look at Zach. That's nice there.
This is one of the ones I like to
Rambo.
have.
Look
Work
like
I'm
ethic.
getting one
Rambo
like
style.
Alex. I'm
I've
getting one
actually
like
used
Alex
this.
had that
It's
carry.
actually it's a good solid knife. Tang goes all the way through the blade. Just shoot him through the handle.
Hmm.
Good
You
knife.
want that?
That ain't
I
no
need one
knife.
of them
That's
on
a
my truck.
sword, bro.
That's a sword, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting one of them on my truck. I need one of them. What that knife run
Mhm.
about? Or what that
But learn
sword
how
run
to use
about?
them too.
I think I
Learn how
paid
to
like
use them.
I paid like almost $100 for this. I think.
Yeah, that's worth it. That's worth it.
Yeah.
Especially in my case, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, something happened and I got to, hope I ain't got too far. I made it back to Macon or somewhere, then, to me, for if I make it back from him, even though I'm still in middle Georgia,
Mhm.
Macon to be a whole lot closer to my home because I know nobody be able to come at me. So I got to try to get to them, get home, especially to my family. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Well, one of the things I recommend is getting something small, and I'm into martial arts. So I've been training with that for a long time. Empty-handed techniques. Learn how to do some of that. Get yourself an empty-handed skill set, just for your personal protection. So you have these little bamboo sticks, which we use to train with. They can also be used to hit people with and attack people with in different things. So get
Hmm.
yourself some of these training tools. Get yourself some of these things that can also be used, out survival situations as well. You can make it into a little fishing pole. Get yourself some line, put it around there for the hook.
Mhm.
Use it for a little fishing pole. But also sticks are also good weapons. Learning how to do those. Anything you can do
Hmm.
with your empty hand, you can do with a
Hmm.
stick and a knife. So take those skills to be able to, use your hands and reach out with the knives and the sticks and use those things, especially for women. You want to have some empty-handed skill set because sometimes you may not be able to get to your weapon if somebody's that close to you. So use those things that are going to help to leverage everything that you have as much as possible. So empty-handed, sticks, knives,
Hmm.
be able to know how to use those things and learn it sooner rather than later because you don't want to be in a situation where you wish you had something or were able to do something
Can you drop the
because
link?
you didn't train.
For
I'm
which one?
sorry. Your channel,
Oh no, I didn't. I can though.
please.
Hey, BP. Alex said stop showing off.
I'm not sure.
Go ahead,
I'm
Alex.
sorry, Alex.
I
He's
thought
been
it
waiting. He's been waiting for somebody to talk about knives.
I tell you what,
I
I
love
tell
that
you, I
knife.
heard Carmen Q
What's up, Alex?
on the last segment. She mentioned a paracord. I think that's so important to have one of them, man.
Have coordinates,
Mhm.
man. You gotta have
Uh huh.
coordinates. You have your
Oh,
mat, your loop, spiral. Include heaviness,
hey,
so
whoever, whoever that. Hey, what's up? What's up?
Alex wanted to show off his
Alex.
Thank you,
his
Q.
cookery.
I love that knife. I love that knife.
Yeah, I
Wow.
want one of those. I've been looking on eBay. I'm gonna get me one. He
Yeah,
inspired
yo.
me.
Cookery.
No joke.
Alex,
The
learn how
cookery,
to. There's
yeah.
a lot of tutorials online. If you look at Kali and the Eskrima fighters, the Marine Corps, you call them the leathernecks. They had to wear those leathernecks when they went to the Philippines. Those Eskrima fighters. That's one of the things that you do is you are attacking the neck. You're hitting the carotid. You're hitting the vital arteries. So they would wear those leather necks to protect themselves from getting cut and dying. That's why you see the Marine Corps uniform to this day. They still wear that little collar there. So learn how to do some of that stuff. Look up Eskrima and Kali. There's a lot of good things online just doing basic movements and knowing how to use those weapons to your advantage. So check
So that's
that
why
Yes,
out.
they
sir.
leather. Okay, that's good history. I ain't know that.
BP.
Yes, sir.
Who are
I
you
can-
supposed to practice on?
Practice on everybody. No,
I
that's
tell you,
why
he
you
know what he
start with the
doing.
sticks. That's why you
I
start
tell
with the
you,
sticks. That's why you start with your
yeah.
empty hands first, and then you
If
go
you
to
give
the
him two
sticks.
blades, he gonna
And
cut
then
you
you
every
go
way
to
but
then you
loose.
go to the Kali
Yeah.
sticks, the longer sticks, and then you do the knives.
So
And
you said
sometimes you take it on the knuckles, you get hit, but you learn how to move and how to react and how to disarm people and different stuff like that. And it's basically just extensions of your hands. The same movements you do with your hands are the same movements you do with the knives. So
you
it
know
just
how
makes
you
it so much
Somebody.
fun.
use everything to your advantage. So I don't get how, say if samurais, right? They don't use their casing because one, this can knock somebody out. It can
Yeah.
also say if somebody
Yeah.
has a second sword and this has and I only have one, you can actually use
Exactly.
this as an advantage to stab or knock out somebody, which I have no
Yeah,
idea.
ninjas use them. Yeah, ninjas use theirs.
Teacher.
He asked me that the other day. He said, "How come they don't use the sheath to hit people with?"
Mhm.
I said,
Knock
"Hey,
them out.
maybe it's tied up too much. I'm not a ninja. My
Yeah,
fingers
a ninja take you apart with it with their sheaths. You know, with their swords, a ninja tear you up with one of them things, man.
Here you go, Alex.
Mhm.
Figure out your own defensive
Technique.
autistic technique. That's right. Using that
And
sheet.
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's the thing in any
Drunken
martial
master.
art or any empty-handed technique. You take what you learn, you modify it, use it to your advantage, and leave the stuff that doesn't work for you alone. You know, me at my size, age, stuff that I used to do, the high kicks and stuff like that, may not be as practical. I mean, I've never been practical. So take what knowledge and information you have and modify it for your own use. That's why there's no one perfect style, one perfect technique. You take everything, learn from everybody and everyone, and then use it for what works for you. So that's what's so great about it. Same way
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
community, we're sharing all this information that's coming from everyone, and you use it, for the good of everyone. So stay
Yeah,
away
you're
from it.
right. You're right, because everybody gonna be counting on you.
Billy, that's what happened to your locks. Alex got a hole in
You see
you.
how close he was just now, right? Look at your ass.
As a kid, man.
Yeah. My little
What?
last go.
I hear you. I hear you.
Man, I had all girls, and then I was like, boy,
I hear you. You kept trying now.
gave it a go. She's wearing something tight.
Yeah, but yeah. Back to that paracord thing. That's something good to have too. I remember you showed that carbon Q, and I think that's good for fishing. You know, you can pull that thing out, and
Yeah.
shit, that's a good survival too. Right there.
Fishing. You can use that as a tourniquet.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's so many. You can use it to cut
So
wood
many things.
if you need to. You can use it to start fire if you need to. And here's a crazy little thing that a lot of people might not have thought. If you have to bug out and you go into a woods setting, say if you possibly separate, or if somebody's slower and you have a seeker out front, you can use small lines of paracord to create the trail.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're
Makes
walking
sense.
through,
Yeah, it makes
you see,
sense.
all right, you
Yeah.
see it's tied up here. Okay, cool. Walk through, and the other person, if you're the last person in that group, you untie, so you don't have anybody following you.
Couple one-on-one is right. You can use it as a snare.
Yeah.
Like I keep I keep one on my bag. I just keep more attached to my bag, my everyday bag. I wear one around my wrist every day because you can take them apart and you can use the strands and do different things with them. Give you some real power, but it comes in handy.
Thank you for stopping by.
Right, right. I gotta. I ain't gonna say a question, but
Thank you,
maybe
brother. Appreciate your
hypothetical.
offer on the
Like we
call.
talked about the lights
You
going
can
out
Pepper?
and
Mhm.
everything. Do you actually think, and which I do think people gonna do? I think people gonna go wherever they think that they could get food at.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they may come to your crib to look for this
Mm-hmm.
food. And some
Mm-hmm.
reason that just in my head, that's what I think they're gonna do. That's what I'm trying to be prepared. Now I got four windows down in my like four windows in my family room. I got bay windows in my kitchen. I got a couple windows there in my
Hi, perfect.
in my dining room. So I'm trying to figure out. I don't have no wood to board them things up. But I guarantee you, I take the hood off my car and put over some of them windows if I have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Whatever you got
brace
to
it
do.
up to the windows. So
Yeah.
that's what my mind been lately. Just that I've been getting in that survival. You know,
Hmm. I
and
got
Great point.
the back of my
things what
house.
to do. Hmm.
I got two cameras on the back of my house, but if I lose cameras, the only two areas I have a door, but there's two bedrooms on the back, and I have
Right.
right underneath the windows, I have these huge thorn bushes, and they're not even thorns
I
like
wish I
rose thorns.
had them thorns. Yeah, I wish I had them.
Yeah, right. The whole thing. My wife's always like, "Cut them back." I said, "Hell no, that's
Yeah.
my
That'll
security.
keep
Ain't
people.
nobody
Yeah,
trying to."
that's security. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish I had them for them for my. I had them thorn bushes for my four windows on my family room. You
Hmm.
know, but the one on my where my and my kitchen, but the one for my dining room, it's concrete patio. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's that in that situation. That's when your mental dexterity and your firearms come into play. Because you're
Hmm.
gonna
Oh
need
yeah, oh
because
yeah,
you're gonna need to be able to flip that switch. In a situation like
yeah.
that, I mean, I'm not gonna be doing a lot of sleeping. I mean,
No.
I'm gonna try to be able to get some, but because I'm gonna be having to watch to make sure, just in case you gotta get rocking. All of the
Hmm.
Oh
tightening
yeah.
and moving and all that, doing all that stuff ain't for nothing. I mean, and like I said, I use
Mm-hmm.
cameras like Billy, but if the power's gone, can't charge up the cameras, then I
Mm-hmm.
gotta be maybe I might gotta be a sentry. I gotta watch and sit up somewhere. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it may be that way, and that's when because mindset is one thing we don't talk about all the time, but you got to be able to flip that switch in your head to say, listen, things are not normal, and right now
Exactly. Exactly.
I may have to do some things that uh, may not be considered moral, but I got to do what I got to do because if it comes between me and you, I'm gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't win, it's just
Yeah.
because I wasn't strong enough or you were stronger than me. But I plan on coming. It's like when you walk into a room I intend on being the most violent man in the room.
Hmm.
That's it, because
Mm-hmm.
I plan on leaving. I plan on you not taking me out. You may, but it's just because I wasn't strong enough or I just was slipping or whatever. But I
Mm-hmm.
plan on I plan on getting home. I plan on defending my home. That's what I plan on.
Yep.
Anything can happen, but you need to be able to flip that switch in your mind. Mindset is the most important thing. Getting your mind right.
Exactly. And keeping your composure.
Exactly. Being calm, having the tiger under control.
That's
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
right. Because you got to do everything. Everything is calculated. Then you have to definitely have your mindset in your mindset in the right situations at the right time because it's gonna come at you no matter what. It's gonna come at you. That's what I think. I mean, I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong again.
I don't think you're wrong because I do believe that there are some
Shoot,
people.
man.
Their plan is that they're not going to do anything. I'm just going to go take what it is that I want, and then they'll come to do that, and then they'll run into somebody like me who plans on taking every single one of their lives if you're trying to come and take what I need for me and my family. And that's the guy who just you throws everything out the window. My perspective
Hmm.
is we gonna survive. If we don't, it's because I was weak or you just caught me slipping or whatever. I'm gonna be the most violent person in the encounter, and that's the way
You
that I
have to
think
be.
about it.
Yeah.
That's the way that I walk around. Like I'm just naturally grumpy. I just am. But
Hmm.
that's how I that's how I look at life, especially when things start getting a certain way. I need to be the meanest, most terrible, dastardly person that there is because I'm gonna survive. And it may sound like, hey, Zach, you an asshole. In that particular time, yeah, I will be. I will be a
Have
straight
no
asshole.
choice. Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
But that's what I need because I'm gonna be the one that wins, not you. Even if I got holes in me and I'm leaking, the body is a series of switches. I don't have to stop until you hit the right switch. I can keep going.
Hmm.
And that's how you gotta look at it. That's how you gotta think. That needs to be part of your mindset. That I have to. Violence is gonna be necessary, and you need to be prepared to use it. You need to flip that switch. It just is what it is.
And I think we have to get out of that normalcy bias that human beings typically fall into. I was talking to my 16-year-old son, just yesterday, saying, with all this stuff that's going on, you can't just expect when some bad stuff happens that everything's going to be normal.
Right.
You have to, like you said, be able to flip a switch and realize this is not a normal situation, so I cannot have normal reactions or, go through my day normally. This is not normal, so we have to act differently. And I think we all need to talk to our friends, family, our kids, and so they are on the same accord that when stuff goes down, it's a
Hmm.
new ball game. There are no rules.
Nope.
I know that's right. Look. Somebody said nothing in this. They gonna put a sign out. Say nothing in this house is worth dying for. And I
Right.
understand that you could
Right.
put that on your house in a time when when people in need and in desperate need. But I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna come check them houses to see
Mm-hmm.
what's in what. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come house to house to see
Mm-hmm.
what you got and see what you take. Now, I watched this one white guy on YouTube a while back. He said you better get prepared because whatever is gonna happen. Where whether it's an MP shot from Russia, sent over here, they knock out our lights, or it's from the solar system. You know what I'm saying? So it's bound to happen. This is
Yeah.
bound to
Mm-hmm.
happen.
I mean, it's just like I said. It's just part of the part of your prep. The most important part of your prep is your mind. And what you need to be able to do, what you need to be able to rationalize, which is not going to be considered quote unquote normal. And
Hmm.
you need to be able to flip that switch. It just, I mean, you just do. You're gonna have to. Everything can't be normal. I gotta have my favorite chips, so I gotta have my favorite. No, that goes out the window. All that
Yep.
stuff is gone. It's about
It's yeah.
making it to the next day or making it as long as you can.
Yeah.
That's what it's got to be about.
Rationing your food, making sure don't eat up all your supplies. The
Right.
first day, the first 2 days, three, because you don't know how long it's going to last. So, calorie restriction
Yeah.
is necessary, but also making sure, again, I push the hydration. 90% of people right now are already at a hydration deficit. So if you have to do
Hmm.
anything physical, this, that, and the other, you're already behind the curve. You're going to burn through your water. So get hydrated. Be able to walk, a mile with your gear. Get out there and just do some of those things in advance so that you're not starting out, behind the curve from jump. It's very simple to do.
Probably have to do a little faster now.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. Just get used to, not missing a meal here and there. Testing out your food.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not used to beans and rice, you start eating beans and rice. That's going to affect your stomach some kind of way. If you got an MRE, you got to eat these MREs. That's going to affect. Find out, does that constipate you, or does that make you
Right.
run loose? Find out what that stuff does to you in advance, so that you don't get out on the road or in a situation to where you have to find
MRE.
out
Yeah.
on a,
Zach,
when it's too late.
you heard
Mhm.
that?
What?
So you don't run loose.
So you don't run loose. You don't run loose.
You okay
That
in
what you
there,
say.
Sandra?
Yeah, you don't
Probably
want to run
running
loose.
loose.
They say you don't run loose. At least you still have a bathroom.
There you go.
You don't want to be running
So
loose.
Carmen,
They want to be running loose.
Yeah.
this being show and tell,
Uh-huh.
are we giving the people something to go shopping for?
I just wanted, you know what? I just kind of wanted to give me 1 second. I just want to drop this real quick. Um, I just wanted to see what people did after we did a live. So many preppers announced such great content, and I just want to know if people are actually following through. Like, Every day you see they're coming on, they're doing 4 to 3 hour lives, 30-minute clips, just telling you on stuff that you should be getting to prep yourself. I just wanted to see where people were, even if they bought 2 items or 3 items, if they added
Something,
to
yeah.
their, collection, their equipment, their prepping stash. However, there's so much going on in the world. We just cannot live in a bubble anymore. We really have to pay attention and come together as a community and share as much of it as we can, because the only people that are going to be affected are the everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't prepare for something, like, we're going to be up shit's creek.
Learn,
Mm-hmm.
learn how to grow your food.
You're right.
Yeah, that's my
I'm
next
in
thing.
Ohio. I grew this in this room. I got 4 of them sitting
Nice.
over there. I grew this.
Nice.
Wow. Wow.
There's a
There you
pond of
go.
roast lemon. I taught myself how to
Wow.
do it. Matter of fact, Lead Farmer taught me how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There you
And I
go.
have oranges outside in the garage, and I have orange downstairs in the dining room. And
I
I
just
just put
bought
my
some
myself
seeds.
how to do this.
Uh,
I
Yeah,
need to
get you
do
a
yeah.
that.
seed.
I just
Get
put
you a
Yeah.
bunch of seeds. Get you a seed vault. Put them joints in the freezer. They last forever.
Yeah. I
I need
got
to
them.
do that.
I bought.
I just put cauliflower in today and grape one grapevine in today.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And especially you guys, like in that real climate that you could do that stuff like all year round.
Year
If you got a lot
round,
of
yeah.
space, I mean, like, I do all my stuff in buckets and flower
Mm-hmm.
pots. I don't have a lot of space like that. But
Yeah.
you can grow just about anything in a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, a lot of farmers do. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
I think people are prepping at different stages now.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever information you put out is going to help somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If you're far advanced or you're just starting out, you're gonna somebody's gonna meet you and want to start where you're at. And the
Mm-hmm.
more you
Mm-hmm.
share, the
But
more.
Yeah.
but some comments just seem like some people just don't want to listen. I told some people about you, and and how you um and how you prepping your bug out bags and what to get, and I tell them to get on your site and check you out. And
Right.
sometimes I just think that they're not doing it or they're just not feeling what I'm saying. I had a friend of mine first thing he said, "Well, what's gonna happen? Man, I ain't worried about none of that stuff. Man, none of that stuff gonna happen." I say, "Okay," I said, "but the thing about it, if it don't happen, you're good. If it do happen, you may not be good if you're not prepared."
I mean, yeah. Look at history. That's what the Romans said too.
Yeah.
I guarantee
That's,
you, they was running around talking, ain't nothing gonna happen. We gonna be fine. And that
yeah.
whole thing just like sort of went up in smoke. And that's kind of what the thing is. Because if you've been prepping for any amount of time, you talk to family, you talk to friends, and it's because, especially from particular generations, you never had any real like hardship like that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to. Like, I remember things my grandmother used to do, and even things now that my mother will do because she's gonna be 80 years old soon, that she learned from her mother.
Hmm.
And it was stuff because they came up in a specific time. And when you go through time and you don't really have any sort of hardship, like when you look at those people like in Ukraine or look at those people in different places in the Middle East who are always have had somebody bombing them or some type of war or whatever, you have that mindset
Hmm.
of survival. Here in the United States, we're kind of spoiled. We just are. I can go into the store, get me some chicken, get me some beef, go get me some canned stuff, some fresh vegetables, and all of that. You always think, well, no, that's going to always be there. That's not necessarily going to be. Look at history. History tells you that no, every empire falls. Every
Yeah.
empire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't know
Facts.
Well,
when it's gonna fall. You might just be in that
well,
particular dispensation of time where that empire is gonna fall. So you need to be able to do things. That's it. That's all it is. And I
hmm
don't think that people don't care. I think it's just it's a false sense of security.
Human nature, that
That's all it
normalcy
is.
bias again. That's what it is. That
Right.
normalcy bias. You think everything's always going to be what it is. And like
Mm-hmm.
Zach said, history goes to show you it's not. Just you talked about the chicken. 2 packages of chicken. I got to,
Right.
go back, 3 different stores to get my chicken so I can get my canned chicken sandwich.
what?
Yeah, you can only get 2 packages of chicken
Mm-hmm.
in the stores down here.
Yeah.
Where that's at? Miami.
San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Yeah.
a small town. It's not, 2 packages
Yeah.
of chicken.
Yeah. I know it's San Antonio. Yeah.
And Lady Smith,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. There's a lot of young people who are with technology, they're amazing. And you need to link with them to get this information out. and a lot of them are very, very intelligent when it comes to, like, I know I could name five off the top of my head that are good at hunting. One's
Yeah.
a fighter, the other one
Mhm.
good with firearms. Well, they're all good with firearms. But I think we need to just invest a little bit more in our youth and actually have a conversation with them, because you'd be surprised
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
at the things that they know. But kids, they don't want to tell any. Well, not kids, but young adults don't want to. They're not going to be like, "Hey, this is what I do." You got to kind of talk to them. The ones that know, great hunters. We have
Mhm.
to embrace them, because a lot of us are up there in age. Those are our soldiers. When it's time to go out there and do recon or do something like that, you're gonna need the young gunners to do
Right.
it.
They
'Cause
ain't gonna have my slow behind out there doing
If any of
almost
them got any heart,
see me coming a mile away. I need the slender brother who's like, can slide and slip around. Like, let's send him out there. So
yeah,
train those guys.
we gotta
yeah,
get connected back with each other and not look at age and things like that.
Exactly.
It will surprise you at what they can do when things are just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
even
how do we
there's a
prepare
lot of
these young
people.
people like that for it?
There's also another thing too. A lot of times we say, we make this a black and white thing. There's some, people who are in our color who are still, like you said, allies and accomplices.
That's
Our
right.
Hispanic and Latino brothers and sisters who are out here doing that. So this isn't like a
Right.
black and white thing. This is about a survival thing. And if you have that
Right.
same mindset and you will work with me, I'm gonna work with you. I don't have no problem with
Mhm.
that at all. So a lot of people look at this and say, "Oh, you guys are." No, it's about surviving. You need everybody. You need a group, a community of like-minded people who are
Yeah.
willing to do whatever it takes to get it done.
Yeah, but how,
That's what you're looking for.
man? But get talking to these people about it, like I mentioned earlier. Some of these people just don't seem like everything is going to be still
Yeah,
copacetic. It's going to be
yeah,
the
That's
yeah.
same.
that's how it always is. That's
It's
how it
always
always
those
is.
people.
All you
You
can
can't
do is
save everybody.
all
Everybody's
you
not
can
going to
do
be
is
able to be saved.
plant the seed, man.
Yeah.
I look at it like they say. One man plants the seed, another man waters it, and somebody
Yeah.
reaps the harvest.
Mhm.
That's how you got to
Yeah,
look at it.
Yeah.
It's my job to
Yeah.
plant the seed. That's all it is. I got to
yeah,
let you know what
Mhm.
the deal is, and hopefully you'll follow through and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm
But
gonna tell you, man, it's a lot of miles between here and there. Some
Mm-hmm.
people don't think it is. And I got a niece, she's a nurse, head nurse down at Grady, and she thinks that she tell me, "Oh well, Kenny, you do whatever you're gonna do, and if I need, I'm come over there by your house, but
No,
you got to make it to my house."
Yeah,
right.
See, that what they
yeah.
understand. You got to make it to me. I can't save. I'm not gonna leave my fortress that I got set up to run out there, run 20 miles to come and try to find you. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Facts.
what I mean? Can't
Facts.
do it.
yeah.
It's truth. That's reality right there.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? I mean, you try to stress the conversation to them, talk to them. So,
Mm-hmm.
even some of these people, I thank God for the people in here watching, especially your, come and kill your audience. I thank God for that. Thank God for y'all. But
Yeah.
some of these people just not seeming to get the picture.
Well, and like I said, it's like BP said, it's that normalcy bias, and it's because in this country there's
Yes,
a
man.
particular group of people who haven't really had to go through anything. You
Yeah.
talk to people who had to, some people who are still who had to go through the Great Depression and things like
Yeah,
that. Their mindset is totally different. They lived through that
that's
stuff. I
true.
remember having those conversations with my grandmother all the time, and things, and she would talk about that type of stuff because she lived through those things.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's just like I said, it's hard, but you still need to have those conversations. And there's gonna come a time where you'll get those people who think, "Oh, I'm just gonna come to your house." No, you're not, and I'm not coming to get you either.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Hey,
I'm just not.
It
I
is
love
what it
y'all.
is.
Mm-hmm. And a village, sometimes that village is going to extend from state to state,
Right.
because people have family all over. If we're
Yeah,
coming together now and we're talking about things and we're just doing, you never know who you can reach out to reach a family member where you can't get to them.
Hmm.
Right.
Community, we
And
need
that's why you
to,
need to have a network.
it
Yep.
is a good thing.
we have to put everything
Hey,
else aside and just realize it's about survival.
Hmm.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna jump out and go tend to the patient. I love
okay,
y'all.
tell her I said
You
hi.
too,
Love
bro.
you,
Yep.
All
brother.
right,
I
Have a
will.
good
I
day.
will. I'll
we've
talk
been
to
Be
y'all
missing.
soon.
good.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Later.
I just want to thank you
Okay.
through and sharing whatever,
Hmm.
however. every bit that you put in. We just got to keep sharing it. People are going to come on board if they see people talking about it, and different people. You know what I'm saying? It's not just something that one set of people do. We all need to do our part in just survival. Period. Always be an asset, not a liability. You know, to bring to the table, because when it does happen, if it happens, hopefully it doesn't. At least we can help each other out if everybody has something to bring to the table.
Right.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
That's it.
I
And I sure appreciate you.
appreciate you too, because
I appreciate you, Kirby.
but looking
Oh,
for
yeah.
any more. Yep.
Okay.
I think somebody had a question for the panelists. Let's see, you have plenty extra of items. Ammo, gas, and survival items.
You need a
You
village.
should selling them now while prices are high or
Too
low.
much.
I mean, I'll sell certain things. I mean, when they had the whole big thing about the 762 wasn't going to be here and all this was going away, well, I made me a nice little bag off of that because I had some of it. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think you should. It just
Ooh.
make sure you still keep extra. But ain't nothing wrong with. I
Mhm.
don't believe there's anything wrong with, you know.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say capitalizing off of that. I don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I took the time and I took the effort to get it. Then you know something. If I can get a little something out of it because someone else was lacking, you're damn right. I mean, I'm in America and I am a capitalist. So yeah,
Right.
You,
Right.
you can barter like strap for cash right now. So if they have something that you don't have, if I have extra of something, I don't mind swapping it out for something else that I
That's
made
right.
something for.
that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if it ever hit the fan, we might need each other. You might have to come from your place, come over here. We got to get together, team up. Regardless, I may have more ammo than you. You may run out. But you have to bring your weapon over to me, and whatever you got, we got to put this stuff together and get to work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Because we still gonna have to survive.
what if you're a nurse or a doctor?
That's right.
I need
Right.
a gas mask. I need, such and
Right.
such over here broke
Mm-hmm.
her leg. You just never know.
Hmm.
The extra stuff, it doesn't matter. You never know what you're going to use it for later on.
Like I need,
That's right.
if I need a jar of that them chicken wings BP got over there. Like, listen, I got 20 rounds. I need a jar of them chicken wings.
Give me a jar of chicken wings.
Here we go.
So much for
You
coming
got
in.
that port time?
Peace, everybody.
Peace, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Have a good night.
Be
All
good,
right.
people.
Good night.
Stay
All
close.
right, Zach. Be cool.
All
Later on,
right,
bro.
peace.
Bye,
All
everybody.
right. Peace.